guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Welcome everyone, thanks for joining. We're gonna get started in just a couple minutes.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey, welcome everyone. Good day. Thanks everyone for joining. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome everyone. It is Tuesday, November 25th, and it is almost 11 a.m. Eastern. So this is our live post New York session. We're going to go till about 1 or 1:30, and then we're going to see how the markets are moving. We will be doing top-down analysis on gold and NASDAQ or US 30, whichever ones you guys decide. And there's been lots of news today in the markets. High impact US folders were released, and some news around the world also is going on. So Volatility is at the highs, so just please be careful trading. Please be careful at this time. Use proper risk management for maybe the remaining of this year until we get through 2025, because we're in volatile times right now. So hope everyone is doing good. I hope everyone enjoyed yesterday's session. I hope everyone had a good Monday, and I hope you guys are having a great day. And if you guys want, we're gonna get into this, okay? So let's just start off again with today's news. We've already gone through U.S. high impact news at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. So maybe some of you guys were trading at this time. Maybe some of you guys were analyzing these the actual results that came out. So we had core PPI month over month. From the forecast, it was 0.2, and it came out lower than expected, lower than forecast, 0.1. Core retail sales, if you see the previous month was 0.6. They cut the forecast in half, 0.3, and the actual results were 0.3, right, meeting the forecast but below the previous months. So retail spending, core retail sales are down. And whenever you see the word core, you know it's excluding something. So this is the change in total value of sales at the retail level, excluding automobiles, okay? And when you have the regular retail sales, this one includes automobile sales. Same thing, cut in half. From the 0.6 previous month, they forecasted 0.4, and it actually came in lower than expected, 0.2. And then finally, we had the PPI, which came in at forecast. So you had 4 high impact US folders. This directly affects the US dollar. And at that time, when they released this is not the greatest for the US dollar. And you probably saw some bearish pressure on the US dollar at this time, okay? And then continuing, going into 9:30, Wall Street market opens up. Wall Street had a little bit of volatility as well. There was some pre-market earnings, and there was some 10 a.m. news coming out of the U.S. Consumer confidence. Look at the consumer confidence, how low it is, how it's in the red. Previous months, consumer confidence was high. It was almost 100. It was at 95.5. And the forecast was a little lower, a tad bit lower to 93.4. And look at the actual result, 88.7. This is not just by missing it just by a few points. You can see that this is a whole like 5 points. So consumer confidence is low in the United States. I don't blame them, okay? The economy is it's in a tough situation right now. There's a lot of uncertainty going on in America and the US dollar. The US government was shut down for over 40 days. So it's not gonna have the highest consumer confidence when things like this happen. And pricing of everything is pretty high. I just came back from the grocery store. I swear, I walked out of there with just not even a cart full of groceries, and it was $270. Maybe like 5 bags and just some drinks. $270. Unbelievable. I haven't spent $300 at the grocery store in a long time. And I didn't walk out with a couple grocery carts. It was, man, over here where I am, I can say over here in Canada, in Ontario, Canada, things are expensive. Things are expensive. And pending home sales were up. Okay, so pending home sales. And you can see if you're going to trade later in the Tokyo session, Asian sessions, there is some Australian high impact news, some New Zealand high impact news later tonight. Okay, tomorrow, when we get into the markets, again, just keep an eye on your high impact news and be careful trading at that time. We had earnings this morning. Alibaba reported in the morning, okay? Abercrombie & Fitch, NIO is like the Chinese Tesla corporation. Best Buy did very good. They were above the earnings per share. They beat the revenue. Growth looked good. Good surprise. Mixed guidance. A lot of this probably has a lot of spending I'm doing at Best Buy lately. I'm buying a lot of electronics and things like that. So Best Buy is doing good, and maybe possibly going into the holiday season, could see very busy inside there. Okay. After hours earnings, real quick. There is a few corporations reporting after hours. Dell Technologies, CleanSpark, Workday will be reporting in the later after hours. Okay. Just some news around the markets. If you guys see right now, Nvidia is down almost 6%. It's kind of leading the bearish tech rally right now. So NVIDIA stock sinks on Google's AI chip challenge. So shares came under pressure amid a report that Google is in talks with Meta for a big AI chip deal. So this might take a little bit of market share away from NVIDIA right now. So that's why NVIDIA is selling off. NVIDIA was due for a haircut. As we say it here, when things got to go down a little bit, it's a haircut. Okay, it's not crashing. It's not a market crash. I hear that word often whenever something goes down or it's a couple consecutive red days. It's Armageddon. Markets are crashing. It is a significant. Maybe it needs to pull back. Has had a historic run up to all-time highs, and just like gold needed to cool off, and gold is right back up there, almost at the all-time highs again, okay? So corporations and securities go through these phases where they have run-ups and then they gotta cool off. Sometimes too, where it's very bearish and securities are selling off and selling off and selling off. Eventually, some buyer will come in and buy it at discount and bounce it back up, okay? And it's our job as traders to identify these supporting areas, these resistance areas. Where's the demand? Where's the supply? And we do that with a top-down analysis by studying price action, okay? And historic levels. We want to see historic levels where buyers started to buy. At what price? We want to see where sellers were selling at what price. And that's what our job is as traders, okay? So NVIDIA right now is in the news. All of this with Google and Meta shaking up the tech space right now. U.S. consumer confidence tanks as Americans see more pain ahead. So we just talked about that consumer confidence report was down 5 whole points, not 0.5, but 5 whole points. That's a significant big moves in the markets, okay? So U.S. retail sales miss in first glimpse of consumer spending in months, okay? So Tesla European sales just plummeted by nearly 50%. So not too many people in Europe are buying Teslas right now. The Chinese EVs are kind of taking over. So that's going to disrupt Tesla's market share as well. So lots going on. Also, oil tumbles on report. Ukraine agrees to most of a peace deal. So there's negotiations right now as I'm speaking about a peace deal in Ukraine and Russia. It's not 100% yet, but this is in the news, and there was breaking news earlier this morning, okay? So lots going on news-wise, okay? And then if we just look at the overall markets right now, S&P 500 is flat, 0.04. Dow is kind of leading the way right now, 0.65% in the green. NASDAQ, you can see, is down 0.5% due to NVIDIA, Google, Meta, all of these things. And gold is up right now, almost 1%, okay? In our Discord, guys, this is our signal trade idea section over here where we send out trade ideas with charts and to help you guys out, look for areas. So this was earlier's breaking news just before 8 a.m. Ukraine agrees to terms of a peace deal, U.S. official to ABC News. Again, it's not official, so we'll see what happens, okay? And there is indices section, there is commodities section, FX pairs, and we'll get a little bit more into crypto very soon, okay? And there's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for everybody. It's right over here. Gives you the links to all of our YouTube sessions, so you can join us live, and recaps of the trade ideas, signals before and after, charts, setups, trade management, so you get to know how these things move before joining up, so you can see exactly what it is. And also we got this Black Friday deal going on this entire week. All plans at SST are 50% off. And also I mentioned TradingView also has, I think, 3 more days to go if you're looking to upgrade your platform, if you're on TradingView, to get additional indicators, maybe alerts and some data and things like that. It's 80% off as well, TradingView. And also if you want to step up your game here with SST, we also have these deals going on, okay? So that's pinned at the top of YouTube for everybody. And finally, guys, there's the link if you want to join up at SST, the Black Friday deals. And when you do sign up, then you have lots of education available with myself and Dave through courses, structured courses, there's webinars, there's long-form boot camps, 3 to 5 day boot camps, all in here, and there's over 100 plus webinars. I guarantee you, if you have any question about trading, whether it's price action, it's technicals, it's fundamentals, it's psychology, it's emotions, it's risk management, I guarantee you we touch up on a webinar inside all of these folders over here, okay? And finally, guys, thank you guys so much for everyone on YouTube joining. We appreciate you guys. If you guys wouldn't mind leaving us a like, you guys know the drill. You guys are probably on YouTube and watching live streamers. It grows, the channel grows with if you like and you get value out of what they do, and also if you subscribe to the channel and you share the channel. We do appreciate it. We're on our way to get to our goal of 100,000, and we appreciate your guys' help if we can get there. As long as you guys get value out of the channel. We don't want you guys to just subscribe if you're really getting value out of this, okay? And hope everyone's having a great day. And then if you see over here on the left side, I got it's on Financial Juice. So any news we have coming in the markets, we can be on top of the things right here. Like if I scroll up, you can start to see earlier today, there was like Trump was talking. Alibaba had their reports today. Here's all of the US, those high impact red folders that were released at 8:30 a.m. And lots going on in the markets. Okay, so with that being said, the best strategy is use proper risk management, okay? And we're going to do a top-down analysis, because when you do a thorough and a solid top-down analysis from higher time frames and you bring it down to lower time frames, it gives you a good indication of points of interest. It gives you a good indication of points of control and static levels. Sometimes I don't explain what a static level is. A static level is a location that we identify and we stretch it into the future, and if it comes back into that zone, point of interest area, it's got a high probability that it's going to continue to respect that area, and that's what we can look for additional trades off of that area, okay? That's, in my opinion, the best way to trade. And if you have where you can set up alerts at these areas, then it eliminates impulse trading, because it teaches you discipline at the same time. It teaches you how to wait patiently for the volume to come into that higher time frame static area, and then you're trading with bigger buyers, bigger sellers on a higher time frame. And if you're a scalper and you're just looking for 30 points, 50 points, I'm sure that you could probably find it in that location, okay? So top-down analysis, I hope that you guys are learning. I take my time when I'm doing it, because I could go right through a top-down analysis in 1 minute, in 2 minutes, because I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I could do it without even explaining what I'm doing. That's normally when I'm doing it for myself. But for you guys, I know that it could be someone's first day here and they want to learn. So do you guys all understand the importance of a top-down analysis? And are you guys at least improving on it? Are you guys getting better at doing it? You're not going to become perfect. I'm not perfect doing it, but you're going to get better. If you've never done a top-down analysis in your life, and at least you try to attempt it, at least you're putting one foot forward and you're trying, okay? And I can guarantee, this is with a guarantee, if you do a solid top-down analysis and you identify critical areas, I'm sure that your trading will improve. Your profit loss report will improve, and your percentage and your risk management should improve, okay? I'm not saying, no, I shouldn't say guarantee, because I know that there's good traders that can identify top-down analysis, but they got horrible risk management. So, okay, I can't say that with any guarantees. Finally, last thing I gotta say for YouTube is disclaimer. SST, Stock Sniper Trading, Sniper Ron, Sniper Dave, we are not financial advisors. We're here for entertainment, education. Yes, we do trade live with you. I'm trading my own live account. It's my money, my risk, you know. So I understand that you guys could be trading too, but use your proper risk management and trading. Nothing in trading is guaranteed, but you got to use proper risk management, okay? We all good? Welcome everyone on Zoom. Thanks guys for joining. Good morning, Dale. Welcome, Justin. Thanks for joining. Val, good morning. Conrad, welcome guys. Rafi, welcome back, my brother. Kira, welcome. Tony, thank you for joining, guys. And everyone on YouTube, again, shout outs to you guys. We respect you guys as well. Justin, number one, man. In Zoom and YouTube. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. I know, guys, Justin is working hard. He's putting in extensive hours in his education, and it's going to pay off, Justin. Just keep at it, brother, and it will pay off. I know how hard work you're doing, and I recognize Justin working hard, and I extended an offer to help mentor him. I'm going to do one-on-one sessions and go over everything that Justin needs help with to help him out. So, guys, I recognize hard work out there. If I see it and I got some time available, I have more than no problems going on a Zoom and helping answer any questions for anybody here. I did it on YouTube with a gentleman the other week, and do it in Zoom, and hopefully I can continue to give back, and you guys can utilize these sessions to your advantage, okay? Thank you guys, everyone, for joining. Welcome, guys. Romeo, welcome. Extremic, welcome. Thank you guys. Muskie, welcome. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Top down, okay, on gold. And then I'm gonna switch also to either US 30 or NASDAQ. But right now, let's focus on gold, okay? Because I know when I switch to a different security, everyone goes crazy and it's gold. So now we are on gold, okay? So let's focus on gold right now, okay? And we've got this breaking news. Ukraine's President Zelensky wants to meet with Trump as soon as possible, okay? So anytime today, tomorrow, this week, next week, there could be breaking news about a peace deal in Ukraine and Russia, or there could be negotiations are off the table. That will directly impact everything we trade, everything. The US dollar will be impacted by this, NASDAQ, US 30, S&P, gold, oil, whatever big index or security you're trading will be impacted by this. And if you're just a lonely retail trader and you're not managing your risk and you're trading high leverage, then don't be surprised if something happens, okay? And you lose a lot of money. This is why you got to understand what situation you're trading in. This is a very volatile situation. The last 6 months of this year has been extremely volatile. If you guys don't understand that, then you got a lot to learn. Because look at like the size of these candles as of late. If you go back and back test gold years ago, you're not going to see 50 to 100 pip 5-minute candles. I can assure you that. And this is like all sessions. Tokyo, London, New York, post New York, midday, when COMEX is closed, COMEX is open. It's crazy volume, okay? So we gotta trade with proper risk management. I have to trade with proper risk management, my account, as you do your accounts, okay? My risk is much different than your risk, okay? So we gotta understand that. And my risk is much different than another trader. So I understand my risk. When I go in and trade every day, I know how much I'm willing to lose. I know if I go into a drawdown in a trade, I've already calculated that out in my head, so I'm not panicking. I'm not going crazy. I'm not looking at my profit loss report. I'm following the technicals. I'm looking at candlesticks. I'm looking for clues. I'm following what's going on because I've already calculated going into the trade the distance to my profit target and to my stop loss. I hope that makes sense to everybody. This should be done prior to going into a trade. If you're taking a trade and then while you're in the trade, you're figuring out how much you should be risking or where to place your stop loss or how much where, then you are behind. I'm telling you the honest truth. You're behind. You gotta figure these things out prior to hitting the buy or sell button, okay? And I hope that makes sense, okay? But now I'm starting on the daily, okay? So it's got nothing to do with the lower time frames right now. It's got nothing to do with the 5 minutes. I don't care if gold is moving bullish on the 5 minutes. I don't care if it's bullish on the 5 minutes. I am now on the daily time frame. This is a larger outlook. This is where now we are identifying what the overall trend is, where there's points of control, key daily points of interest, so that we can bring it down to a lower level. First thing to start, okay? Today's your first day trading and you're learning. Hopefully you got to understand that this is gold's all-time high. Not just a high, all-time high, okay? This is the first time ever in history gold has ever tested these limits up here. It's never ever traded at 4,400 an ounce, okay, US. First time. So look at the reaction when it went up there. It came up there, October 17, sellers brought it right back down. It came up again, same area. Again, there's a wick, so that's telling me that there's sellers present. Then the third time it came back up there, you got 3 wicks. Then you have the redistribution of a big solid bearish candle. So right away, we have the all-time high, 4,380. We're not too far away from it, but there's still selling pressure pushing it down. In the futures, you might have 4,400, okay? Futures are different than Forex, right? So, but price action should be very, very identical. Like when you're looking at candlesticks, they should be very similar, okay? So now what I do is I want to figure out a zone. So where those wicks are, I bring it down to that body and body. So you see this neutral area? I've identified a zone right there, okay? And what I do to illustrate, I could keep it neutral, like this, and just stretch it across. Some of you guys do that, and you understand when it comes in the zone, it's sellers there, and it could go down, okay? Some of you guys don't color code your charts like I do, but I do. I've been doing this since I was a kid, and I enjoy it, okay? So this is just me. You don't have to do it like me. I'm not telling you to do it like me, but this is how I do it, okay? So I gotta be comfortable with what I do. So I make it red. Anytime I see a red zone, in my head, I know it's representing, listen, because I'm gonna say a lot of words here, okay? So it's not just one word, because a lot of people get confused with words. It can be sellers. This area, this red box is identifying sellers. It's also identifying resistance. That's another word for where sellers are, is resistance. And resistance over time creates supply. So you see, I've said 3 words there: sellers, resistance, and supply. And it's all leaning towards the same thing. Do you guys understand that? So whatever you guys call this, and then someone will call this an order block, someone will call this a supply zone, someone will call this a fair value gap, someone will call this Mickey Mouse. I don't care what you call it. Just understand what it represents. That's the most important. That's one of the biggest things I see retail traders failing these days, is not really understanding what this is, because they're too preoccupied what it's called. And that's what they're concerned about. And I'm like, you guys are losing focus here. Just simplify these things. Stop overcomplicating this. So you see what I do now. I stretch it into the future as far as you want to go. This is another question I get 10 times every day is, Ron, do I just stretch it till tomorrow? No, stretch it into 10 years from now. Go as far as you want. Look, I can stretch it. Look, I'm in 2026. Let's go 2027. I can go into 2027. That's good enough. Okay? If it ever comes in there, it's got a high probability it could be a double top, right? That would be a double top. Double tops have a high probability, not 100% probability, a higher probability. Higher meaning 70, 80, 90, up to 100. That it wants to come down for a second time, because these original sellers are probably going to be there protecting their position and offering more to continue to push the market down. However, okay, there could be strong buying momentum. There could be news in the market. Who knows what it is? And then this, when it gets in this zone, it could break out of here, right? Then what I do is I watch and see, is the breakout an impulse breakout where it just kind of breaks out, grabs the liquidity, and then the sellers sell it back down, and then it's doing that. Then I know it's a fake out. Yes, it did break, but nothing really materialized up there, right? No closing volume, and then I see they faked it and then back down, okay? That could be an indication that it wants to sell. Another indication is if it's breaking out of here and it's bullish again, if a blue candle closes above this zone at an all-time high, then what I do is I change the zone. I don't change the size of it. I just change the color of it, right? To represent that and three words I'm going to use. Represent that it is now where the buyers are. The buyers are now pending their orders here. Why? Why are the buyers pending their orders there? Because they see a new all-time high. They got confirmation that the volume closed above, and they want to buy at a discounted zone. So this zone naturally flips where the sellers are to where the buyers are. This zone flips from resistance to support. This area turns from supply into a demand area. So you see I said those 3 words again. representing where the buyers are. And it's got a high probability it might come in here, pick up those pending buyers, and continue to go to new highs, right? And this, guys, the reason why I take my time doing this is not just for a daily. These could be 1 minute candles, and I would be saying the same thing. This could be 5 minute candles. We found a 5 minute high, and it's coming down. If it ever comes back in there, it could be 5 minutes. You could be selling there, okay? So all candlesticks and all zones have the same characteristics. Once you understand that, then the only other job that is up to you as a trader is to pick your particular time frame to trade on, right? If you're a swing trader, you should be focused right here on the daily and 4-hour candles. You don't even need to go into 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute. Well, for what? You got to focus on the bigger moves. Like right here, if you were a seller, you see that big sell right there. As soon as you saw that bear flag right there, why were you not selling that kind of ignited bar right there? Why were you not selling that pullback right down there? You had 3 days of a solid push down. And like right in there, when it came back into that pocket, why were you not selling those 3 days down? And when I mean selling 3 days down, it's like me selling 3 5-minute candles down. Sometimes when I sell 3 5-minute candles down, I get my 50, 100 pips. In a situation like this is like 2,000 pips, okay? So this is, you just got to identify what type of trader you are. I'm personally a scalper. Not everyone on this call is going to be a scalper. I'm not trying to make you a scalper. I'm trying to teach at a lower time frame, and then you decide what's best for you, okay? You know how they say that saying, everybody has their cup of tea? Everybody has their own preference. My cup of tea might not be what you drink, okay? You have your own drink, okay? Maybe instead of saying a cup of tea, it's either you drink a brandy, you drink a scotch, you drink a whiskey, you drink a rum, but everybody has their drink, right? So now let's keep going down. Everyone understand this? Is everyone with me? Okay, because I'm going to start now to go a little faster. You're going to see now I'm going to start to find more zones at a faster pace. So this big bearish candle, and when you see significant volume and structural candles closing below this big black candle, look at it, it swallowed this blue one, and this one. It engulfed 3 days. One selling day engulfed 3, 4 solid buying days. That's a significant candle. So you have to make some type of analyzation on it. What I do is I go grab my Fibonacci tool from the opening balance to the closing balance. Right there. Open, close. This is not complicated, right? Nothing so far, nothing hard. And then another easy part is cut it in half. Half is the exact 50%. If something costs $5 and $10, and I want a fair value price of it, I don't want to pay $10. I'm probably not going to get it at the lowest point of $5, but I feel comfortable buying it at $7.50. Then it's fair. I'm not paying the lowest, I'm not paying the highest, I'm right in the middle. That's how an auction works. When you go to a store, you're probably going to go now, Black Friday deals, everything is basically 50% off, right? It's because it's a fair deal. It's a fair price. You're not paying the highest, you're not paying the lowest. 50%. That's exactly how you got to look at this as the same analogy. Now that I found 50%, I also look at the number. If it's a nice psychological number, which is 4,240, it's a psychological number, right? 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. If it was more towards exactly 4,250, I would place a little bit more emphasis on it because it's more targeted towards those 25 points, 50 points, 75, 100 points, right? That's how interest rates work, 25, 50 basis points. That's how a lot of things work these days, okay? Now, you see what's left over is this little zone, the 382 and the 618. And you might have them reversed on your chart. You might have the 618 or the 382. It's not, I'm not looking at the numbers. I'm looking more at the zone, the ratio. So now it's giving me not just 50%, it's giving me a little bit above and a little bit below. Now it's giving me what you guys call the zone, fair value zone. So you see how I identify it just on that candle. Now, if I stretched it into the future, and why I like to upgrade on TradingView, what I told you is utilizing these alerts. What I do is, anytime I identify something, I place a line, right click it, add alert on this horizontal line, and I've created it, okay? So anytime now, gold ever comes back up to this location, and there's no expiry date on it. So this will last on my chart for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. is if it comes in here, I'm going to get an alert there. There's the clock. So I'm going to get an alert. That doesn't mean I just go blind and buy and sell and just hope for the best. I watch what happens in there. There could be a rejection. Then I'm looking to sell because I'm selling at that point of control, right? And if I did it right over here, you can see how the blue candles came right in, and look at this day, November 13. It tapped right in there. You would have got alerted. And then you saw it got rejected and came down and closed as a bearish pin bar. Next day, if you didn't get in, the candle opened blue, 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 and look at what it retested, the bottom of the red zone. So that's telling me the sellers who rejected it here, who are protecting their position from the all-time high, are continuing to offer and lower it. That would have been where I would have sold. Just like if this was a 5-minute setup, I would have sold the break of that candle. My stop loss probably would have been the same place where I placed it, like on a 5 minutes, would have been just above the zone. You could go a little tight if you like, right above the yellow line, right above that high. But if it comes one more time in there and then tests in here and tags you out and then goes down, you might miss out on the trade. My opinion, just locate your zones and just be above it. Some traders give it more room to breathe and they're above the all-time high zone, but they're looking for a bigger move down, right? So that's why your R&R and your risk to management is a factor. Now, when you're in a sell, are you in 1 bar, 2 bars? Are you looking for more? What are you doing, okay? That's how you can wait for a patient trade, okay? I could utilize this zone as well. If buyers close above here, I flip it green. That could give us enough momentum to get up to the all-time high zone. Now, you see when I stretch it into the future, we haven't, again, came and transacted in there. Today is a lower high than all of this, okay? So you see how now we can start to see what we're doing. Now you have it come down here, bear flag, and then you have another significant bearish candle pushing down. Hey, look, it opened, ignited, and dropped. These other 3 days we're consolidating. Not the greatest volume, sideways, range, and then you have the redistribution. Same thing, opening price, closing price. 50%, cut it in half. This should be like clockwork. Just like when you go to work, you clock in, you clock out. This should become a daily routine. There's the zone, stretched it into the future. Had I did that, I could have sold maybe there. I could have sold there. I waited for it there. There it tagged right there. Again, 50%. And then look at the 3 bars coming right back down. But notice how it didn't break right there. It didn't extend the lower low right there. That's telling me something. That should be telling you something. What is it telling us? That there's a double bottom bin right there, 3,925. And then right below it, you got that big blue body right there. So I make it green to illustrate that there's a nice big solid ignited candle. And then when I stretch it into the future, I can see the wick came in, back up, came in there, back up. So you see how this green zone is still holding? You know, gold was on a tear, but this is a nice significant pullback. These buyers are buying, right? Gold is not crashing, it's correcting itself, and it corrected itself right where those buyers were. And then there is a double bottom there. Came down one time. There's the resistance, the neckline, came back down. There's the second bottom. Second bottom has a high probability of breaking this resistance, this neckline. There it is. There's the break with volume closing above, and it extended its rally right up to 50% there. And it didn't go any higher. And then look at when it came right back down, right back into trading this neckline zone, the yellow line, and we're starting our way to see if we can come back up. That might be a double top up there. It might be a lower high, and then we come back down, they break it, then we're coming testing this zone, right? So we can take it from zone to zone. So this one now, stretching it into future, now you see when it's nullified. It's no longer red zone. That bullish candle has technically closed above. So what I do is, same zone, just switch the color, green, and then stretch it into the future. And you can literally see how it's still holding. There was an impulse break, nothing happened. Came back and closed in. Impulse break, nothing happened down there. Did any black volume close down there? No. Continue to come back up. They rejected back down. There's Thursday last week holding. There's Friday last week still holding. Here was the big bullish move yesterday, and stretch this. So you see where we're trading at now, okay? We're trading now in between these two zones, okay? We're no longer at the all-time high zone, and we're no longer at this double bottom. So the bigger zones you can see are over here. These are the bigger blocks in the market. Now we're probably trading in these inside blocks, right? Okay, now let's take it a little further, okay? So one more thing I want to do is, here was that big sell That's a big bearish candle coming down. Real quickly, let's cut this guy in half. Open, close. 50% right there. Can I draw a point of control off of that? Yes, I could. It closed below. That should be red. Had I stretched it into the future, like I should be doing, it came right in there blue. Look it. Did it break above? No. Came right in there. Got rejected right back down. Came down. Did it break down here? No. So it's coming right back up. There now, look. So we've got now volume. Look at where we closed yesterday relative to that zone right there. Okay? Are you telling me this is just by chance that it, look at it. Now I'm zooming in. So you see all of yesterday's bullish volume created that new high impulse. And look at where it closed. Right at 4,135. Okay? So this is where we closed, where we opened. Look at it now. Okay? So yellow line, point of interest, 4,135. We opened and we were initially bearish today. Where it was bearish on the news, bearish. It came right through there, but look at where it caught the lowest point of the day. Purple line, right there. Okay? Is it higher low than yesterday? Yes. Is it still above 50% of yesterday's volume? Yes. Is there a little bit of a fair value zone? Yeah, you see that wick and that wick? I could find a green box right now without even using a Fibonacci tool, right there. If I wanted to do it this style, okay? From that wick to that wick, you see that this part of this candle yesterday has not been transacted. From 4,100 exactly up to 4,110. That $10 area has not been transacted. So we stretch it into the future. And if it ever comes back in there, we're going to kind of have high probability that buyers are still pending in there, waiting to get activated to continue to take it up. But that's if you want to do it from wick to wick. I necessarily don't do the wick to wick style. What I do is open, close, and I'll show you in a moment. But let's just follow this candle. So we came down here, didn't break the lows. Buyers are coming back in, and they cut right through the zone again, and they flipped the daily candle, and they filled above yesterday's high, came up. We've already created a new high, right? There's our highest point of the day on gold, 4,155, and sellers are there rejecting it right back down. Now we're basically a bullish spin top candle on the daily with 5.5 hours to go. So this is not the greatest candle to trade. There's a lot of indecision on the daily between the buyers and sellers, just as if this was a 5-minute candle. Okay, but what we can clearly see is when this candle closes, are the buyers going to end up closing above this zone? If we do, we're going to make it green at the end of the day. And then maybe we'll continue to build off of this tomorrow and continue to go up. If the sellers bring it back inside here, this is still technically a red zone. You know, we have not closed above it yet. Then we could get another leg selling back down, okay? So if we continue to fill up now, come back up to the high and we break, where are we going? Are we going to go to all the way right up to here? Possibly, but I don't think that that's how it happens. We got to test right here, 4,170. There's a body close and a body open there. I didn't close the body there. I didn't open. I'm not a market maker, but I study what these market makers do. So that is a point of interest. If it breaks today's high, I want to see, will it have enough from 155 to get up to 170, 171? That's $15 move on gold. That's 150 pips. That's my daily goal. Just if it fills up from the purple to the yellow line, I'm happy. I've got my daily goal. I'm done for the day. Whether it goes higher, that's great if it does. But I just want to know what will happen as soon as it gets there. And if it continues to go, again, is it going to come all the way into that red zone? I don't know, because it's still got resistance right here. There's a body and a body right there at 4,195. Okay, so we have to test each one of these lines before we continue to go into this block and before we even get up to the all-time high. You know, I'm not even considering all-time high. We haven't even came into this block. How can I consider all of that? Okay, so sellers are still here. They could offer at any one of these yellow lines and push it down with a lower high. Now, just one more thing regarding yesterday's volume. Opening and closing. So if I want to find, you know, how I showed you how you can do it with the wicks, opening, closing. To me, this is the easiest way, right? Where's 50%? It's right there. And then you can see kind of today's lowest point was right at that 618. Right if I do my zone, right there to there. If I was to represent yesterday's bullish volume with a green zone, now you can see how it's still technically holding up, okay? The sellers tried to come down there today, And look at the buyers. They brought it right back up. Okay, so it hasn't transacted in there. Okay, so this is what we got. Now, when we're looking at an overall pattern, if you want to look overall, you have this huge rally coming up to the all-time high. One top. There it is. All-time high top. If you consider this entire pullback one leg right there, I know it's a double bottom. Just smoke some weed and you'll see one bottom. And then now it comes right back up. This second leg, did it come all the way to the all-time high? No. There it is where they held it down, 4,240. And when they came back down, did they come all the way down there to break and drop gold? No. The buyers stepped in right here at this block, and you see they're trying to push it back up. So this is where we are now. Are we going to come back up to this yellow line, and transact back in this red zone? Or like, are they going to bring it back down into here and start dropping, selling off gold again? So you can see where we are relative to the trend. Okay, so it's still technically bullish from the all-time high, pushing this rally, but we still have to acknowledge that there's sellers here, there's sellers here, and there's sellers here today, pushing it down with lower highs. So let's go into the 4 hour now. Let's see more concrete what's going on the 4 hour. So each one of these now candlesticks represents 4 hours. These are 4 hour bars. I'm now breaking down the daily into 4 hour. We can see that the 4 hours make patterns as well. They had the point. Now I can see the exact 4 hour candle that traded into that red zone. It was Thursday, 6 a.m. and I can see the results of it pushing down. You can do the same thing with 4 hour candles. If you notice this big one, you could do the same thing. Open, close, figure out point of control and cut it in half and figure out what style you're trading. Now I can see when it dropped all the way down, came in right there to that red zone again on the daily, came back down. You see when the 4 hour candle came in originally, back down, higher low. There's the first 4 hour candle right there, Monday 10 a.m. yesterday, right after our call, that closed above, and it continued to push into the close of the day. And there's the close. We opened right here, kind of 10 to 2. I can see right there is Europe now. Europe was bearish, coming all the way down, created a low of day, came back up. Now you see 6 a.m. This was news, lots of COMEX market open, U.S. high impact news, all of this. It came up bullish, bullish, bullish. It didn't tag the daily high, pushed all the way back down to the daily low and closed in here. Now we're coming right back up. So if you see right now, like there's a little bit of a pattern on the 4 hours. It's got a leg coming up, had the leg going down, but you see those wicks. So inside here, it's coming right back up. Is it going to fill back up to the daily high and break out to this yellow line or that yellow line? Or is it going to come in here and that would be a double top, and then the 4 hour candles start coming down, and then you could start to see what they could be doing, right? So we've got a nice 4 hour candle coming off of 4, 8, 12 hours of trending down. Now we got it coming right back up. This 4 hour candle's halfway. It's at the halfway point. You know when I say a 5 minute candle is at 2.5 minutes and we're at halftime? This is almost the halftime show of this 4 hour candle. There's still 2 hours and 20 minutes to go. That's a lot of time. So I don't want to just sit here on today's call and just watch this 4 hour candle. I want to now dissect what's going on in the 4 hour candle and bring it down into the 1 hour. So now I can see how we've been trading each individual hour. I can even see exactly when the news dropped, when was COMEX, when was 9 a.m., when was London, 3 a.m., all of this. Now I can pinpoint everything. I can see when we hit today's daily high, it was 2100. That's right when the futures market opens up. Then I can see I was consolidating 10 p.m., 11, there's midnight, double top. Look at your hourly. Okay, guys, you got to recognize patterns. It's like playing a video game. I told you guys, play Tetris, practice with your kids. It comes up, it goes down. There's the neckline on the hourly. It came back up. Look at those two wicks. If you want clues, there's your clues. The two equal high wicks and a bearish engulfing candle, and you could have sold right there. 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. That could have been your daily goal right there. Just get in those 2 bars and get out. Right? That's more than enough pips for anyone to hit their daily goal. I don't know what type of daily goal you guys have, but those 2 hours are 250 to 300 pips. If that's not a daily goal, I don't know what is of 2 hours of trading. Okay? So you see how it broke down. Then when it got to the lowest point of the day right there, 3 a.m. London, it came back up 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., here's 7 a.m. Then we had 8 a.m. Big move coming back up. Did it come back into the daily high? No. Look at the hourly. I could even draw a white line if I'm an hourly trader right there. Okay? You see the white line I just drew? Right there. There's an hourly body. Close, open, close, open. When it came right in there, look at what it did. It came hours later, and look at what it did. It tagged that white line, got rejected, and a big bearish candle coming right back down. We might be coming right back up, and if it touches that white line again, it could be resistance. Look at the number beside it. I'm not making this shit up, guys. 4,150 and 25 cents. It is like clockwork at an auction. Go to an auction, please. Go to a car auction and see how these things work. And you're going to have a different perspective of how to trade. Auctions, why do they come? Why do they always come to these whole numbers? I was asking myself this for years, and then I finally figured it out. That this is where markets like to transact. Why? Because it's very efficient. They can, market makers, brokers, everyone can take a lot of orders at these areas as opposed to just trading at 4,142. This is where a lot of pending orders are waiting at these whole numbers. It's just like a drive-through. If you go to a drive-through and you get a coffee, if the coffee is $2 exactly, you know how efficient that drive-through is going to go with the cars? I pull up, I want one coffee, $2. I hand her $2. She gives me the coffee. I move on. Next person behind me, they order 2 coffees, $4. Boom, boom, boom. And the process just moves. It's a flow of efficiency. But if they change the price of that coffee to $2.13, now we're going to have issues because it's not going to be as efficient because someone might not have 13 cents. I might not have $3 on me. And then I got to wait for her to give me change back. And that's just that little stall, that 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Do you know how much millions of dollars it affects in the markets? I know for me and you at a drive-through, we don't think of it. But someone might get pissed off behind me and start beeping the horn. That's kind of like how pending orders work in the markets. You got to understand, markets are efficient. They don't want to leave one penny behind, let alone thousands or billions of dollars, okay? Markets are efficient. They don't screw around. That's why if you know where these zones are, you trade where the market is efficient. Believe me, guys, it works, okay? Now, if I want to keep that white line, because I know if I go into the 15 minutes or 5 minutes, I know that that's my hourly resistance. And not only that, I see that the hourly resistance, they're putting it lower than the daily high. So that's telling me that we've got a little bit of resistance, sellers, or supply right at the daily high purple line and at the hourly, right? So if this big blue candle is coming in here, I have to assume that sellers are still here. They were there, they were there, here, they were there, and here. So if this blue candle comes back inside here, I have to assume that sellers are still here to push it down. Unless the hourly buyers can prove to me, they can break out, close above, I'll flip that zone green. That could be now where it flips, could be pending buyers, and then we take it back up to here. Right? I'm not looking to take gold to the all-time high, but just to break today's high and get up there. That's another 150 points, right? That could be a daily goal for someone. However, that's where maybe I'm locating to take a trade. So what I do is at that white line, right click, add an alert, create it. Now I've got another clock there. The clocks do my work for me. Now let's figure out what's going on with this big bullish candle coming in. It's closing in 15 minutes. Big bullish candle. Look at its own bit. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows from off the bottom. So we're continuing to build, right? So let's go into the 5 minutes. And then now you see the 5 minutes. I can see this big bearish candle, 740. Market sold off. And it came right roaring right back up. See how it kind of 5 minute candles rejected. Volume stalled up there. You see how volume faded off? That allows sellers to enter the market and just push it right back down. When it came right back down here, again, buyers step back in. And now, finally, we're closing above this, this red zone. I can see 5 minute candles closing above. So what I can do now is I can flip this red zone green. And if it pulls back in here, I could look to buy here. 4,135. I could look to buy at 4,125, or I could look to buy at 4,115. Notice the numbers: 115, 125, 135, and up here is 150. That's how auctions work. And you guys see, I didn't just place these lines just looking at the numbers. I did this all very technical from the daily, 4 hour, hourly, and you see how they kind of coincide with the 5 minutes, okay? So now what do we got going on the 5 minutes? I can see it's coming up, lower high, pulled back, higher low, new higher high, so maybe it's going to pull back. Now you see the 5 minutes. They're making a little bit of resistance right here, 4,140. If I look backwards, you see it's not just an area I picked out of my ass here. I can see where it was. So look at it. You can see if you cut that blue candle right there in half, okay, you can see the volume held above, it went back up. Then look at, did it just stop right at that red line just because it wanted to? No, this is a important area even on the 5 minute candles. Then it went down and it came back up. See how it's struggling right now to break above 140? So even our 5 minute candles could be doing a double top right now. Came up, there's the neckline, coming back up, here's the second top. Okay, this candle's closing in 3 minutes. This could be an impulse break where it comes down and it could go back right back up. So maybe what we got to do is wait for this 5 minute candle to officially close. Like, do I see a little bit of support on the 5 minutes? Right here, there's some support. Where that black candle closed, this blue one opened, we pushed up. Will this black candle close below here? And if we start dropping down, we got to know we could be coming into where buyers are waiting. So even if you're selling, you could maybe get your measure from 135 to 125. I know that's $10. That's 100 pips from yellow to yellow. If it comes down there and you get your 100 pips, maybe you got to understand that if it comes down there, those buyers could be waiting to take it right back up. And then you might piss away 100 pips. Okay, so even cutting this in half, I know it's 50 pips to 130. Okay, but right now you see on the 5 minutes, there is a little bit of resistance right here. Okay, and it's basically barcoding. It's going up bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. Okay, this could be where they're placing like another lower high from here. Okay, this is a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high from the daily high. But we got buyers interested. So this is where the market could get tough to trade. What you could do is if you don't want to engage in this area, consolidate this entire area. Let these guys fight it out. Let these buyers and sellers fight this market out. Okay. We got buyers buying, sellers are selling. Remember, we're in an accumulation phase. If more buyers are buying, we might break out to the upside, right? I don't see it. They're not closing strong. If the sellers can maybe close it below here, maybe we might push down to there, right? If it continues to trade in here, maybe we watch. If you are engaging in trading in here, this is where maybe you're speculating. Trade smaller, lower your risk in here because you might get frustrated. This is not a small zone. This is about a 50, 60 pip zone. If I measure from up here to there, yeah, 50 to 60 pips. So it's not a small zone. Even if you're scalping these individual candles, like if you're selling this candle, maybe you sold it and you're 80% taken out, you're at break even now, or you could close it out, whatever you want. But let's see, 48 seconds. Guys, let me check my spreads. 1 second, one moment. Good, I like these spreads, 0.4. It's much better than trading 1.5 when there's a lot of volatility. These are nice spreads. Okay, did that top down help? I took my time to make sure you guys understand, right? And then even as a 5-minute trader, I see that there was, right here, there was resistance. Little fake out there, then it turned to support. So even if maybe it sells, maybe it just sells down to that red line to 130 and 50 cents, and then that's it. And it might create a higher low and come right back up. But we got to break this to get down to here. So look at where we closed, right near the low. If I bring this red line to cut that bearish candle in half, okay, there's the cut line. Notice what I can do on this 5-minute bearish candle too. I can do the same exact strategy we've done on daily, the 4-hour, the hourly. Opening price, closing price. See how I was real close to right at 50% right there? Now it's trading right at 50%. I can draw my bearish control zone right there of that 5-minute candle. Okay, I did the same thing on the daily, 4-hour, hourly. This is how you do it on the 5 minutes. That's a bullish ignited candle right at that daily point of interest, yellow line. It doesn't surprise me that buyers are coming in. That's what I'm saying. If you sold that candle down, you could have realized some good profit down there. Now this candle opened bullish ignited. So it opened strong right now, coming right in. It's trading right into that point of control of that bearish candle. Now we got to see what happens in here. But overall, we're still in this shit consolidated zone, right? So you got to pick and choose what you want to do, right? Some scalpers bought this candle and they're already out. They got their 25, 30 pips. They're out. And someone will say, Ron, that's really fast. Well, welcome to the world of scalping. That's what scalping is. Basically, individual bars. You should see how I scalp 1 minute candles. Some of you guys might not even be able to keep up with what I'm doing. I'm slowing it down as much as I can to 5 minutes and make a stream exciting. Okay, let me just remove these arrows so we can just continue to focus on what's going on. Do you guys have any questions? This is good for learning, right? If you're in a place to learn, this is good learning. Now you can see how it reacted exactly at 50%. So sellers are present there. They're pushing it down. That's what the wick of a candle is. But remember, this is an inverted hammer. It opened strong, ignited. So if it comes back down, it could refuel those original buyers. See how it's coming right back up. So you see how this candle is coming down. Now it's filling back up. So it should technically break above that wick and come up a little higher and test the top of that point of control. No, those sellers are still there. See, when it pushes down like that, I know that it just got another offering of sellers when it pushed back down. But this is still a strong bullish candle. The sellers have not flipped this candle back to the opening price and flipped it like a shooting star, because I'm looking at the previous wick. It's very small. So if they flip this candle, it could fill that wick and maybe get down to this red line here. That's where I could take a further sell down. But this is strong, coming right back up. Guys, hit the likes on YouTube. We almost have 300 viewers. If you like this type of analyzing, I can do this with any charts, guys. When we get, when you learn how to do this, you guys can just tell me, Ron, do this chart, this chart, this chart, this chart. And I can do it faster for us. And I can spit out analysis for us. And I can help you guys. And you can keep, another cool thing is, I remove these every single day because we do a fresh one. But if I did this myself and I was not on YouTube and I wasn't trading with anybody and I was trading by myself like how normally you guys do, I keep these levels for the entire week. I do one solid analysis Sundays and I keep it all week with those alerts. I don't change these because tomorrow I might be trading right back down to this here. So I just utilize these. These blocks are static. These areas are static. If you know what you're doing, you just got to do one top down per week. You don't got to delete everything every single day, right? That's why it's good to learn how to do a good, thorough top down analysis. And then this is now where you got to understand risk. If you're trading in the zone, it's about 60 pips in here from this yellow line to up here. So if you're trading with a 10, 15, 20 pip stop loss, you're probably going to get stopped out in here. But this is where, you got to increase your stop loss. You got to lower your position size. Now, what are the results so far? Now we're closing the candle in 40 seconds. So you remember it came in there, back down. It refueled itself back in there, back down. It refueled itself back in here. And look at how strong this point of control, the 50% of that candle is still holding. So if they can concentrate the volume down here, this might be one of those Tetris pieces where you got the black candle inside blue bar, and then the next candle could open bearish right here and drop red like that, right? How do I change the color of this? Okay, that could be a bearish candle coming down. Oh, shit. Look at that. Look at this. Okay. That could be a pattern, right? Then if that is what we're looking for, you're taking an impulse breakdown. Okay. It's not there yet. How did the candle open? Bullish. Coming back into test in here. Okay. So now we're going to see second time, will this red box continue to hold up, or are these buyers going to break through here and come to the top of this zone? And we're still overall in this entire accumulating area, right? Gold is not going to just trade in here all day. You know, it's going to eventually maybe try to break out up here if we have enough buyers buying, or sellers will break it down here. What's your guys' analysis right now where we're at, okay? Don't tell me you're looking to buy or sell and hold it for a week. Right now in this situation, what are you guys looking at? And then also, the other tricky part of trading is there's impulse moves that always trick us. This could be an impulse break, and then it could go right back up, okay? So the only other option you have is to mentally tell yourself, no matter if it breaks, I'm waiting for this bar to close. If you can't do that type of rules, then you have to, if you're taking an impulse trade, you got to know the implications. That it could go down 10, 20 pips, 30 pips, catch a wick, and go right back up. Just like this. This candle was a big black candle, came down, came down, came down. There was sellers selling, and then the buyers brought it right back up. And look at those sellers got caught in drawdown, probably stopped out up there. And no bar closed below there, okay? So you have to understand, if you're trading on impulse, you got to know the implications, right? It's like touching a stove that's hot. You might burn your hand, okay? You got to understand that. If you don't understand that, then do not trade an impulse candle. The best you can do is wait for a closing price. At least you have confirmation. Someone will say to me, Ron, well, okay, if I wait for it to close below, does that mean I'm guaranteed to make money? No. But at least it's guaranteed to verify that the volume closed below. At least you have a confirmation, right? As opposed to just trading a candle and guessing. Unless you have intuition, you're watching how things are moving. Sometimes you see I take impulse trades, but I break it down why I'm taking an impulse trade, right? There's the momentum building, and then it's like I look at the size of the wicks. So I look for a break, then that volume to redistribute, okay? Sometimes, like yesterday in New York, you know, one of the sells on US 30, that one I took, I waited for the verifications, but then the candle that I went in was the impulse break. Why? Because I watched what was going on ahead of time, okay? So look again here too. See how the volume now is kind of consolidating more down into this lower quadrant right here? Oh, sorry, EMAs and daily bars. Thank you guys for reminding me. See, you guys can tell I don't use too many indicators. I don't. I follow price action. Look at our daily bar. We're right at the opening price. Thank you for reminding me. We're right at the opening price. It's an ugly spin top candle on the daily, right? So we're battling the opening price. Adding an EMA 9, we're right at the EMA 9, this green line. EMA 200 is right there too, right at my red line, okay? So you got to understand, if we're trading in a small time zone right now, okay? So if it drops 30, 40, 50 pips, you got to understand that there could be buyers right here, protecting like this opening balance at that 200 EMA. And also if it breaks up bullish, we could be breaking out a little further up, okay? Guys, do you guys mind if we just sit on gold for a little bit? We're going into noon right now. In the next minute, a new hourly candle's opening. I can do NASDAQ, I can do US 30, no problems. But since we've been following gold, it's great for learning. Like you guys can see exactly what's going on. So is this red block still holding up? Yes. Is the opening balance still holding up? Yes. So again, we're just trading inside here. Now we're moving into noon in 30 seconds. So what I like to do is look at my hourly. Look at my hourly. The hourly is still very bullish. See the hourly volume? Is this hourly volume going to close above the opening balance? Maybe the next hour might be bullish to continue to fill the previous hourly wick right to that upper red box, and maybe we break a little further. But if the sellers close it like right there, maybe next hour we push back down, okay? So it's hard to say right now, but the hourly is still technically bullish. Here's the close. So we did close right above that opening price. It's still inside here, but we're still below this red zone. So what I do is stretch everything to continue into the future. Whoa, okay. That's an extreme candle. Nothing we can do. What the hell was that? There had to be some type of news released right now. Let's watch. This could be a very fuck you candle, okay? See, when I'm not in, I'm analyzing now. I know that a lot of traders that are in this, look at that. They cleared the liquidity all the way up there. Okay, well, let's watch. That open bullish came up, took out all the pending orders up here. Okay, let's watch this candle. Holy shit. That's what I mean, guys. Sometimes if you're over leveraged, if you were selling, that candle is not a small candle. That's a freaky candle, and it happens. Look, that's a 140 pip candle. My God, what the hell was that? Just opened at noon and boom. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. Do I want to just buy the high right now? No, I'm waiting for this bar to close now. I'll figure out where it closes, how high it closes, point of controls. Maybe I can catch a trade off of it. Maybe I analyze, is this faking out the market up here? What is going on? I looked to see if there was any news. What is going on right now? Was there anything at noon today? No. I don't see anything here on Financial Juice. Nothing coming in yet. Anyone know? Was there anything dropped? News? Remember we were talking about negotiations with Ukraine and Russia. Powell speaking right now? Or Trump? Which one? Holy, okay. That's what I mean. Remember at the beginning of the call, I said markets are volatile. Okay, so I got an alert. You see how I just got this alert? 1H crossing horizontal line. So it just came into our hourly resistance. Okay, so now it just traded right in there, right at the top of the hour. Okay, so all of this now, this inside stuff, I'm going to just start to eliminate now. I'm going to focus on the bigger zones now. Will this be the first candle that can close with blue volume above here? 2 more minutes to go. Holy, that was crazy, guys. If you guys were in the buys with the signal on gold, maybe you guys were in. And it maybe caught that breakout as it was building on the signal. You know, it could be in the money. What pushed it up? White House senior advisor Hassett emerges as the top pick as the Fed chair nears its end. Oh, okay. Okay. My voice sounds normal again? Yes, thank you. I know you guys loved my impersonations. Tony Montana, man. Don't worry, my voice, I lose my voice often because I do stream 3, 4, 5 hours at it every day. So I do tend to lose my voice. But right now, let's see where this body is going to close. Okay. So it is bullish. Tagged right into that hourly white line. There is some resistance there. If it closes above this red box, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it green. Because then if it comes back down in here, and this is not like a big fake out candle, could come back in here, and then maybe I'm looking to buy at 4,140 and take it back up to fill that way. However, this could be one of those FU candles, and then the market just trades back down, okay? So thankfully, like for myself personally, I'm not in a trade right now, okay? So I'm still analyzing with no emotions involved. Secretary Bassett, not Scott Hassett, not Kevin, not Kevin Hart, guys. it's not news about Kevin Hart. He does have a Netflix special coming out soon. I think it's starting Monday. Not Kevin Hart, guys. He's a comedian. I'm sure he can move the markets, but that's not who we're talking about right now. Okay, so you see what I just did. Remember that was a red zone? I just flipped it green, 4,140. Have we came back down here? Not yet. Can I wait patiently? Yes, I can. Should I buy right now? I could, but I would rather want maybe to see this area to be retested. This is the first big base candle that has closed above, so I'd like to see maybe if it comes back down here to retest this opportunity. I could look for a buy right there. I know it's 60, 70 pips away, but think about it. If you buy the highest point and then it comes all the way back down there, you're going to be in 60, 70 pips of drawdown, and a patient trader is waiting to maybe buy right there and maybe take it back up and go right directly in profit. Okay. Will it come down next candle? I don't know. Will it take 5, 10, 15 minutes or 1 hour? I don't know, right? But that's what is called patiently waiting. We have a little bit of a trend, like it's moving up, higher low, new higher high. There was the higher low. I guess that explosive breakout is a new higher high. So, like if it pulls back, maybe right there, could entertain a buy to take it through here and get higher. Would I like to buy at that yellow line opening balance? Absolutely. Would I like to buy at that there? Yes. Would I love to buy there? Absolutely. Justin, you can blink your eyes and gold can move 70 pips? Yes, sir. Yeah, you could literally blink your eyes and then it moves. Okay, guys, this is US 30 and NASDAQ. If you guys want, I can do an analysis on one of these as well, but let's just, I just want to continue to watch gold since we've been doing it this entire session. Okay, right here. Here's the news. 12:03. So that's when that candle shot right through there. News. Red right here. White House senior advisor Hassett emerges as the top pick as the Fed chair search nears its end. People familiar. So this guy I can't stand. This guy, he's got that smirk on his face. He says whatever he's told to say. He is a puppet, and that's who they want to put in there. Because whatever they tell this guy, he will do. Kind of like Powell kind of doesn't really listen. He does his own thing. But maybe they want to put a little puppet in there. Scott Bessent and this guy's Kevin Hassett. Yeah. You guys know who I'm talking about? This guy. He's the economist. You guys ever see this guy speaking? Yeah. He's a puppet. I think that was him calling me right now. I think he was just calling me. Saying, Ron, don't talk about me. I'm not a puppet. Okay, so I'm going to place an alert at this red line, 4,140, just in case maybe we're looking at another security. I'd like to see if it pulls back. Maybe I can entertain a buy there to take it back up. It's moving right up right now, okay? So it's moving back into this red block. That's where the highest point of the day is where they pushed it down. It came in there again, lower high, they pushed it down. It came in there again, a wick, and a wick, and then they pushed it down. Now it's coming all the way back up with this news that was just released, and now it could possibly break through here, okay? So even that candle closed right near the highest point. Even if you cut that bar in half, right there, if it maintains 50%, it could continue to drive up. This is where we should see some pressure to push this thing down. We are almost at the highest point of the day. So if the sellers are here, they should be around here to push this down. However, with this news, we could see it maybe breaking through here. Okay, so there's where it came through, got a wick. Let's see if the sellers are here. And maybe these sellers can push it down where we could possibly buy a pullback, or if you're looking to sell, at least you're selling more where more sellers were selling here, they were selling here, they were selling here, and it might be here, okay? If you still want to wait for a pullback buy, it has not came down into this location as of yet, okay? If we want to continue to buy, you got it. This is the hardest part. Do we just buy the highs? Yes, you could. When there's news, it could continue to drive. But that's not a good trading strategy, in my opinion, especially on short time frames, like on 5-minute bars. You don't always necessarily want to buy highs or sell low points, okay? Because you could get in trouble. I know we have ants in our pants, and everyone is antsy and wants to trade, and but there is that saying, fear of missing out, FOMO. That's why retail traders don't do a good, aren't very successful, is because they're FOMO trading, right? You'll be more successful if you're just patiently waiting for the volume to come down to you. So it came in and they're rejecting it back down. Now, it's a shooting star candle. Will it just come down and go right back up? Is it going to close? 2 and 3 more minutes to go. Okay, could just come right back down and go right back up. Let's see now if sellers are going to push this thing down. Maybe we'll consolidate up here. It may have a leg to come down, or it's just going to pull back and continue to go back up. But right now, see where the sellers are? They're located in this red zone. And it shows right now on this candle. I'm not saying it's just going to drop all the way down, but right now there is sellers present. So I'm just going to bring this red line down to the body where that big news candle closed and the next one opened. So when I'm trapping volume, takes a couple bars to see the volume right there. 2 bars, I can see where the volume is now consolidating right in here. This could be another bull flag that's ready to break this daily high of gold and continue to drive. If I do another chart, would you guys rather on Zoom, would you guys rather want US 30 or NASDAQ? If we can do a top down on one of those ones, which one would you guys prefer? Which one do you guys think is trading relatively better? NASDAQ? Okay, you guys said it. I know Miss Jones is not going to like that. She doesn't like when I cheat on her. You guys are going to get me in trouble with her. What is my opinion on this area? Patience. We're trading at the highest point of the day. We just had significant news come in the market. Patience. That's my bias. Let's just see what's going on. Okay. Take what just happened and let's just see what's happening. Let's look for some clues, right? Trading is all about identifying clues. What's happening? Because sometimes there's just these news candles and they're fake and then they just, retrace. This one is actually pretty solid. It's holding. No, I didn't see the news on Forex Factory. It's right here. On Financial Juice, right here. To the left of my chart, right over here. Oh, Trump hosts the White House turkey pardon ceremony. Oh, wow. Watch live. What the hell is that? Trump is a turkey. He looks like a turkey. Okay, so we got a spin top bearish candle that closed, again, below that hourly, that line. So this is where maybe it could technically push down. If we want to take a sell, we're selling basically the highest point of the day. We're selling this red block, but there was this news that could continue to penetrate through here. So either you got to make up your mind. You're looking for sells or you're waiting to buy pullbacks. Or we're just waiting to see what will happen inside here. Okay, so you remember when I said Gold is not just going to trade inside here forever. You see the buyers won that, and there was news that, but it just broke out impulsively. It wasn't like it just closed right there and retested, then we could have bought in. It went all the way up there. So there hasn't been a pullback. So unfortunately, this is where you got to patiently wait, right? Because sometimes if that blue candle broke out of here and just closed right there, that would have been nice. Then maybe we could have caught a retest, and then we could have bought, and then same situation, we're all the way back up there. But that was a news candle that just exploded right through there, right at 12. There was nothing we could have done unless you were already in a buy or you just bought when that candle opened. I don't think you anticipated that news because they just dropped that news. Unless you got some intelligence at the U.S. government. But there, see how it came down black, caught a wick, and going right back up. So maybe we got to wait to see if we get a black candle close below here. That could fill back down to here. And then even if I'm taking a sell from like right here, red line, to come down to there, it's 50, 60 pips. I could take my sell right down to there and get out of the way because I know that that could be where the buyers are waiting to come in. So if I was to sell, I sell it down there. I get my 50, 60 pips out of the market or take out 80%, take my stop loss, go to break even because I know it could return right back up. I could even sometimes sell, close the position, and buy the next candle back up, right? Now we got 2.5 minutes. So it's a big, heavy bearish candle coming right back down. So let's see. Is this going to close below or is it going to be another one of those impulse candles that just comes down, catches a wick, and goes back up? See, right now, you see where the sellers are. So if you were in that buy, you should have maybe, done something in that red zone because that's a significant red zone all day today. The sellers are protecting the daily high. Okay, so that impulsively broke down. It's still a higher low from that wick. Buyers are bringing it right back up. We have 2 more minutes to go. Buyers are pushing it right back up. Will the entire bar flip blue and continue to drive to today's daily high, or sellers are continuing to push this thing down? Okay. And sometimes the news happens. Markets take it in. It's not like he's the new FOMC chair. It's just emerges as the top pick. Okay, big deal. He's the top pick. That it wasn't that he's now officially the new FOMC chair. Okay, that's different. He's the top pick. Okay, there's the news. Now the market is just continuing to trade as it normally would. So let's see now, where will this bar close? Do you guys understand what I mean by that? They dropped that news. It was news. There was a big reaction, but he just emerges as the top pick. Okay, he's not officially the Fed chair. He's not replacing Powell, right? That would be a different situation. I could be the top pick for Fed chair. That doesn't mean anything, right? Imagine me being the Fed chair. I would make it go burr. Okay, so this candle's now closing in 23 seconds. So last 30 seconds, we watch for the close. It's not the greatest time to be trading at this time. You guys know that. It's noon, right? Okay, so we closed right there. Still bearish. If it comes back up, still, we can cut that in half and just see if it continues to hold. There's the big rejection. Okay, so it came right up exactly. As soon as I cut it in half, there's the wick pushing down. So this could be an impulse break that wants to come down, fill those wicks, and continue to drop. However, it's still blue building. That could come right back up and through here. Okay, so if we want to continue to buy with this trend, if it breaks above this red line, I could look to buy. I'm buying a pullback. It's holding. There's that rejection one more time that they're pushing it down. So let's see, will it come take out those wicks? Will it come back up? Okay, so it's got a wick coming back in. And then this one has 4 minutes to go. So I know, it's set up perfectly. And to wait 4 minutes is a long, long, long time here. Okay. So what you could do is even go down to the 1 minutes. You could see the 1 minutes. Well, this 1 minute candle just opened. So it's black, blue on the 1 minutes. And then if you take a 1 minute trade, then you can maybe go back to the 5 minute and you're writing out the 5 minute if you want to go in early prior to the 5 minute candle closing. Okay. So you see how it's black, blue. That red line was the cut line from 50% of that previous 5 minute candle. Now it's coming back up bullish. Will we get a 1 minute candle close above here? Will we get a 1 minute candle close below here? So notice I'm on the 1 minutes now. Okay. You can still be patient on 1 minutes. 18 seconds to go. Okay, so it's right back up there. Look at the close now. Watch. Is it going to close right at the highest point? Okay, they rejected it last second. So it opened, ignited again. See, when it came right up there, it got rejected with that hard wick. So it's opening, ignited. Will it fill? If it fills those wicks, it probably wants to go higher, right? Wants to continue fill. That's a bullish ignited 1 minute candle. Let's see if it continues to ignite, continues to fill, or will it lose its opening balance? There's the push. I'm going to go in on a buy on this 1 minute, and I'm going to ride the 5 minute candle. So I entered on this bullish ignited 1 minute candle that's filling up. It's going to close in 30 seconds, but I'm going to go back to my 5, and now I'm going to see if my 5 minute can fill back up to this wick, right? And then maybe that's the highest point of the day right there, okay? So I want to buy. I bought that 1 minute candle, but I'm riding the 5 minute volume because I went in early. So I'm already up 20 pips. If it can fill up to the next wick, it's 40 plus pips just to fill from red line to red line. If it can get to the daily high, it turns into a 70 pip trade, okay? So now I'm in a buy. I'm buying in this bull flag. I entered it on the 1 minute. I waited for those pullbacks down there. So now I just got to finish off, wait for this 5 minute candle to hopefully close back above here. It got rejected. So it's struggling at this hourly resistance, this white line. It's having a tough time closing above there. Stop loss. Sorry, I could be right below those 2 wicks. I'm going to go just a little lower down into here to see if it can build and we can get maybe a new daily high breakout. And maybe squeeze some sellers through here and get this daily bar to fill to the highest point and break on this news, okay? So I'm in a buy, guys. It's up 20 pips. Like if I wanted to scalp those 1 minute candles, I could have been out right now. Look at the 1 minute candle. Came down to retest, short wick. Man, that's that hourly white line. You can see these 1 minute candles are dying to break this hourly resistance. And look at how it's still holding up. Holy shit. Like this is a tough, this 4,150. There we go. Guys, that's 25 to 27 pips. A little higher, we get 30. You could go right to a break even. You could reduce your risk. I'm going to reduce it right there now, my risk. Right below that hourly support. Remember, we're riding the 5 minute candle. How much do we have left on the 5 minute? 30 more seconds to go. Let's see. This might be our first 5 minute candle that closes above the hourly support. Resistance. We can turn this into support going forward. Okay. If you guys want to reduce your risk right now, this is 30 pips. If you want to go to a break even, that's fine. But remember, it could come back down black, tag you. We want to find where 50%. Fuck. I hate when it can't close like that. Okay. Here's the close. Right there. We got the close right there. So quick wick. There it is. Quick wick. That's what we need. A quick wick. Say that 10 times fast. Quick wick. And we got that quick retest at that hourly white line. Exactly. So momentarily on short time frame, we've respected the hourly resistance, turned it into support. Now, if we can just fill our wick, we could just get right up to our location and get those equal highs, possibly a new higher high, and that would be 40 plus pips. Okay. And remember, I entered on the 1 minute right there. There it is, filling up. So that 1 minute candle is trying to fill 12.11 right there. Yes, we got it. Perfect. I'm going to go to break even and close out 80% right there. I'm happy. Guys, that's a scalp with minimal drawdown, right? So I just closed out 80% right to that red line. That's called tape to tape trading. From red line, look at the measurement. From right there where I entered, red line to the next red line. And I measured it 42.5 pips. Okay, and that's what I mean. I just wanted the volume to fill those two lines. And I took out 80% and I got 20% running with break even. No risk at all. But notice how I could have definitely waited for that 5 minute candle to close. It did close and got the retest. I could have bought right there. But I bought lower down in there because I went to the lower time frames, the 1 minute. Remember how it opened Ignite? I saw a wick. There was that red line and I bought right there. Okay. And you see how that red line is where the sellers aren't pushing it down. Guys, it's like clockwork. Look at it. I'm telling you. You guys think I just started to do this last night? No, it's been a long time since I've been doing this. And that's why I'm very disciplined to these lines. I know, I want, guys, I want to break the daily high. I want to go to the moon myself. But I just trade from this to this. I measure it, 40 pips. I take another scalp, could be a daily goal, and I'm done. And how much drawdown did I realize? Nothing. And I still got 20% running. If it wants to continue to go, let it go. And now it's breaking for 50 pips. I told you guys, if we get to that daily high, 70, right? So all we did was, there was news. I'm waiting for pullbacks down here. Didn't happen. Came up to right there, pulled back down in there, didn't close with a bearish candle, and then came back in. So I bought the bull flag, and it's continuing to go up. Hit the likes, guys, on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, guys. Let's see if we can get this to 800 today. 10 more subs away from 88,800. Come on. If you haven't subbed yet, now's the time. You can take your trading to the next level. This is live education, live trading, live analysis, going from daily, 4 hour, hourly to the 5 minutes, entering in 1 minute, going back to the 5 minutes, still in the trade with you guys, breaking it down. What else can we do? If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know, guys. You guys are very, very, very difficult to please. If someone did this for me when I was learning how to trade, man, I would have gave them a hug and a kiss if they taught me how to do this. It would have saved me years and years and years of money, time, frustration, possibly giving up, quitting trading. I want to show you guys that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is traders that are consistent. There is retail traders that can make a living doing this. We have the traders in our group. You can see in our Discord. If I show you right now our Discord, I'm probably the worst trader out of everybody in this group here. There's a lot of top traders in here. Look at Justin. Holy shit. Oh, I can't bring that up here. Justin closed 170 pips. Amazing, amazing. 170. Look at Mohammed over here. Cleaning up 400, 160, 60. Look at this. $500 day. Look at this. Newt. Holy shit. Standard lot from 45 to 115. $3,000. Yeah, that can buy a lot of Big Macs. My goodness. Like, look at this. Forex Borex. Amazing, amazing, amazing. A little bit of drawdown. He held in drawdown, went to positive. Okay. I don't think Newt was maybe panicking in there. Maybe he held. He had his structure. Every trader suffers drawdown. It's part of the game. Some traders just don't want to show their drawdown because they feel uncomfortable showing that. They'll just show you their profitable trades once a week and never show you the losses. That's why live trading, I can't hide anything. There's nothing I can hide. I go in trades, they go profit sometime, they go in drawdown, they go break even, whatever. I can't hide around it. And it's not just 1 day or 1 week doing this. This is 6 years straight of every day we've been here. Okay, and you see why I take money out. And that's why I have, like, when it hits 50 pips, psychologically, I don't know, it's like clockwork for me. Anything that hits 50 pips, look it. Now it's coming right back down, break even. So you see, my 20% now is at break even. So thankfully, I took out 80% up there. So you understand that scalping is a different mentality. So my 20% just got taken out. If I held my entire trade like the other day where I went up 50 pips in gold, it came right back down and tagged me out. Okay, so guys, you really have to understand the importance of what you're looking for in trading. If you're looking for 500 pips all on one trade, you need like a significant move to happen in the market. What if I told you you could look for 10 50 pip moves and get 500 pips, right? What if I told you if your goal was 100 pips, you could look for 4 25 pip moves, very patient, disciplined, looking for solid setups, and just waiting patiently. 4 by 25, you could hit your 100 pips per day. You got to know what you're looking for. I'm not looking to hit a grand slam, right? I would love if this trade went 100, 200, 300 pips. Absolutely. Who wouldn't want that? But I'm trading from red line to red line. So you see, again, we're trading red line to red line. It's still inside here. If you want to bring this consolidated box from red line to red line, this is where the volume is now. And we're just a few points away from the highest point of the day. There could be a squeeze and continue to ride right out here. Do you guys want me to do the NASDAQ analysis? Or do you guys want to stay on gold? It's up to you. We're in a shitty area where it's just kind of trading in here. So that's why I like to scalp in that zone. Get my money, get out. Hopefully I broke that down for you guys. I went down to the 1 minutes. I broke it down. I entered on that bar, 12.22. And then I rode the 5 minutes right up to the red line. Tiny Studios, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Watching from 4030. How did I know? Top-down analysis and a lot of practice. Okay, it's not guesswork. Guys, if you guys are continuing to hold, remember, I go to a break even because I'm live streaming in front of an audience. Some traders don't necessarily use proper risk management. I can't sleep at night knowing if I don't know. It just helps me on these streams knowing if something goes up 30, 40, 50 pips, I'm doing what I do, but my main objective is to get everyone to risk-free trade, okay? Yes, it sucks if you follow me and you got tapped out and it came back up. Then you got to figure out your own risk. Maybe if you left it 10 pips to breathe, you're right back in the money, okay? But you don't have an audience and full porting traders that, you know, are going crazy. So I take ownership on that. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Because I do respect you guys. And I don't want to see anyone doing anything stupid. Okay? But regardless, we're here for an education. An education that can change your life. Like, how many in this group can say that trading has changed their life for the better? Someone's going to say, yes, it's ruined my life. I know that. I see a lot of struggling traders on a daily basis. But let's talk positives. How many traders have actually, you know, benefited and changed their lives? I can attest I have. Dave has. A few snipers in the group have. Sherry, for the better. God bless. Let's keep that momentum up. Sherry is the most disciplined that we have in this group by far. I wish she could give us a lesson on patience for everybody here, Sherry. Teach us. What is your secret? Guys, that's almost 100 pips. If you're still in, that would be a 100 pip move. Okay, and look at the squeeze of the daily high purple line. So it's pushing up. If gold makes it all the way up to our next daily point of interest, 4,170. If this 5-minute candle is the first blue candle closing above this red zone, we're going to flip it green. Any pullbacks in here could start pending with buyers rotating in here, ready to buy and continue to take this up. Dustin, not yet, but hopeful. Remain positive. Guys, that candle closed above. Go through the motions. Red block turns to green block. Okay. Right? It could, remember what I was saying earlier? Quick wick. That's what you want right there. See how it's testing the purple line? Quick wick. But then I look at the previous wick. If it's a smaller one, that's that firecracker that could continue to fill and drive. right? So you got to understand why I say quick wick, quick wick. It's because it's a quick retest of that location. Just like when this candle right there, when it opened, it was a quick retest and boom, it started moving. That's what I was saying. So that one had a quick wick retest, but look at it, it couldn't even break above there, and now it's coming down bearish. So maybe 50%. See how that red line that we naturally had is representing 50% of that bullish volume. Open, close. If I was to grab my Fibonacci tool, it would be exactly, possibly, right where that line is. That's how I learned how to do this too. Because when I had lines at previous resistance areas and supporting areas, then look, this red line is exactly 50% of the volume. Like, then that's when I started to see, oh, this is not by chance. This actually happens for majority of candles. Guys, I have like another 30 minutes, 45 minutes on the call. And would you like me to do a NASDAQ top-down analysis, or do you guys want to stay on gold? We took one trade, hopefully minimum 30, 40, 50 pips someone got out. If you're still in, it's running approximately 75 to 100 pips. It's up to you what you do with the profit. My job is for managing risk here, okay? And you guys can learn from my breakdown. Sometimes I go to a break even too fast, and you see a majority of my trades on these calls, they hit my break even, and then they end up keep running, okay? Learn from me, learn from my mistakes, right? You don't have to go to a break even on the next candle. You can give it room to breathe if you like, but I trade to break even. Like, I'm a scalper, so if it goes up 20, 30 pips, my capital has to be protected at break even. I'm sorry. That's just how my mindset works and the way how I trade. I know some of you guys, it's too fast for you guys, but I can't change my style of trading just for everybody. Just like you can't change your style for someone else. Work what works best for you. You got to manage your own risk, right? I got to manage my own risk. Sherry, amazing. I love how you use the baseball analogy. You just take base hits. That's like me. Singles and doubles. If you watch the Toronto Blue Jays this year, they were a team that got on base a lot. Singles and doubles. Singles and doubles. And if you continue to play short baseball like that, you're going to continue to cash in. What I think is a single and a double in trading is like, a single is like 20 pips. Now, with today's volume, a double is like 40 pips. If you hit a triple, it's like 60 pips. If you hit a home run, it's like hitting that 100 pip trade. Yes, once in a while, you'll get a grand slam and you'll get a trade that's 200, 300 pips on news or high impact something. But if you just stick with singles and doubles, you'll cash in on those pips, your account will compound, and one of these days you're going to hit a beautiful, you'll be in a trade and you'll hit a grand slam. Like if you were in gold prior in buying and in that news candle, that's what I consider like a grand slam. But singles and doubles wins baseball games. That's how the New York Yankees were winning for years and years and years. Boston Red Sox, all those top teams, the LA Dodgers, they get on base and they learn how to hit and singles, small baseball. Great analogy. I love sports analogies. It's like test match in cricket. Abdullah, I have no idea how cricket works. I know it's a multi-billion-dollar sport across the world, but I have never watched a cricket match in my entire life. I should. I don't know the rules. That's one sport I don't understand. Is it similar to baseball? Yeah, you guys are saying like cricket. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I'm not the person to ask for cricket. I know baseball, football, hockey. I know American sports. I don't know cricket. And look, guys. Okay, so it did push above the daily high. They grabbed the liquidity. There's the daily, and then big bearish candle coming down. So if you didn't do anything at the daily high, this is where you got to learn how to do something. Okay, so they swept the liquidity at the highest point, and now we got a big bearish candle coming right back down. Oh wow, I didn't know that, Abdullah. It's the chess of sports, man. Okay, this holidays, I'm going to be learning cricket. You'll see. I'll be a professional cricket analyst. Guys, would you guys like me to do NASDAQ? Sorry, we went off topic here. Or do you want to stay with gold? Okay. If you stay with gold, We're still trading in this gold green zone. It could build, but if it starts to close below here, this is where, you know, you could start getting a selling leg coming down. Okay, let's do NASDAQ real quick, okay? Do you guys want to do like do you want me to do NASDAQ top down very, very fast? Or do you want me to take my time with it? So you guys can maybe keep the NASDAQ chart for the rest of the week and match zones. Very fast? NASDAQ fast? Okay, watch. I'm going to do it fast. I'll still do it fast with explaining things, but not the way how I did with gold. Watch and tell me if you can keep up with this. If you can keep up with this, then I know that you understand what I'm doing, okay? I'm on the 5 minutes. I shouldn't do a top down on the 5 minutes. I got to go on a daily, okay? I'm going to go, watch. I'm starting on the daily, okay? So right now, I can see what's going on the daily. I know that NASDAQ, I trade every day. I know that it's been making all-time highs, okay? So overall, monthly, yearly, it's on an uptrend. However, we have now found an all-time high. Where? There. The orange line, it was 26,285. There's a wick. Do I have bodies? Yes. So can I identify a zone? Right there. There's my zone. I could do it right there. Stretch it into the future. It's not green, it's red, right? And then let's just continue moving down. See this big bearish candle? Fibonacci, open, close. That's a bearish ignited Tetris piece. There it is. You see what I mean, Tetris? Bearish bar, inside blue bar, bearish ignited, boom, there's the drop. Can I find 50% of that candle? Yes. It's right there, yellow line. Can I figure out the point of control of that big bearish candle? Yes, there it is. Can I see when it traded 2 days in there? Back down, yes. Can I see when it continued trading there? Yes, back down, boom. So that zone is still holding. That zone is zoning right there. Let's continue. Was this a bearish candle that closed below structure? Yes. Can we do the same thing with this? Absolutely. Open, close. It is trending down right now. Now we're making lower lows and lower highs. Same thing with that candle. 50% right there. Notice the wick and the wicks, guys. If you place pending orders in these locations, my goodness, you could be trading like a professional, like I'm talking like an institutional trader. I know we're retail traders and we just trade in our basement and we get high every day, but I'm telling you, look at wick at 50%. Wick at 50%. Okay, so now we came down and look, it stopped going down. So we found a pivot point right here. It stopped, kind of the bleeding stopped right there. Was there a reason, specific reason why it places yellow? Look, it's 24,000 on the dot. Transactions, efficiency, psychological numbers, the Tim Hortons drive-through. A coffee is $24,000, not $2. So when it comes down there, multi-transactions happen. Now I look to the left of the chart. Yellow. You see, it was resistance, that blue candle that closed above, first pullback, yellow line, went back up. There's where it was resistance back in August. So you can see how these static locations play out. Now I see the wick, I see the zone below me. Yellow line, bodies, right there was red, close above, turn green. This is why you got to stretch shit into the future, guys. Look at when it came back down, held, green box, green into the future. Look, it naturally came right in there, and now we got a 3-day uptrend coming right back up. Okay, so we're bouncing. Now, do we have a nice bullish candle that we can maybe draw off of? Yes. Let's go off of this. It was bullish ignited yesterday. Strong move. Closed right there. Can I find 50%? Yes, right there. Can I find a zone? Holy shit, guys. You could have bought today's lowest point of the day and you are big in the money. Okay, this could have been like a 5-minute candle. Bearish, right in there and returning back out and flipping. Guys, trading can be this easy when you know what you're looking for and you utilize the alert system. Okay, it's like I say, it's like clockwork, right? Now, what do we got going on? Yesterday, okay, so closing, opening balance. That's got to be a point of interest, and look at how it held. 24,285, bullish ignited. Did not even pull back into this candle, 50%. Bullish, continued to fill, previous day's high, grabbed up there and closed. Look at now where the closing and the opening prices. Look at how it's resistance in the past. Right there, closing, opening. Look right there, a body closed, a body opened right there. Like it's not just by chance that these things happen like this, okay? There's a reason why the market does this. When you learn that, You're on your way to success. Now, we opened. Today was bearish. Remember, NVIDIA was down, a lot of bearish news, US news, high impact folders, bearish, 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 bearish. But those buyers didn't give a shit. It came right into the point of control. All of these patient buyers did not buy yesterday's high. They waited patiently where it came in, boom, hit them, executed them, and look at the return coming right back up to the opening price. Candle flipped, short wick, you got a little bit of a pop. We're trading basically at the highest point of the day right there, right at 25,000 on the dot, right? And it's a bullish pin bar candle that could continue to drive, and we've got this big wick behind us. However, there's a body and a body right there, 25,065. So I know it's small. I know it's only like 50, 60 pips, but that is an important point of interest. That's where this spin top candle on the daily closed, and that's where this bearish one opened. If it can break above that yellow line, then it will fill this wick, fill that wick, and transact right at the bottom of that red box right there, okay? So look at how bullish it is today, coming right back up. Overall, it's still bearish. Lower low, lower high, lower low. It is coming back up, but this you could look at it as one leg coming down, one leg going back up. This is where the neckline is. So today or tomorrow, maybe there could be a retracement back down to here, to here. If it holds up, maybe if it closes strong, maybe we're doing this and we're breaking out tomorrow back up to this zone, okay? So, sorry guys, I said I was gonna do this one fast, but there's so much shit going on that you can learn from. So if I go to now from daily to 4 hour, there was the big drop. Wow, okay? So you could have analyzed that big 4 hour candle, 100%. Look at all these shitty ones, and then you get the elevator coming down. That open, close, 50%. You could have done that if you're a 4 hour trader. That was 10 a.m. Thursday. We consolidated down here. Now we see how many 4 hour candles came in into that daily zone where that daily candle got a wick. Now you can see it was multi 4 hour candles. Europe, 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. on Friday. We continue push up. Look, it was consolidating. Where? Above 50% of that 4 hour candle. Same like our 5-minute trade that we just took. It was barcoding. It came down. We bought. There it is where it came up and it extended coming out. And then look at where the 4 hour bodies started to lose volume. Like, see where the volume is real suspect up here, the real small volume. Then it started to push down. There's Europe. We had this big significant candle because there was a lot of news today. It came down, back in there, green zone, back up, close. So if you're on an hourly or 4 hour time frame, right there, there's your close of your 4 hour candle and opening, white line. Now I know where my hourly support is, 24,762, okay? And look at this 4 hour candle pushing above. Look, it created the highest point of the day and could close. This 4 hour candle is now closing in 71 minutes, 1 hour and 11 minutes. If it closes above here, you could find open, close, figure out the point of control, maybe catch a pullback or continue to buy, and it's got some room to fill, okay? See, all of this momentum, this slow move up is trying to backfill this entire black candle right here, but it could just get pushed right back down, right? So very strong on the 4 hour, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We still do have some resistance behind us. Let's go into the 1 hour. Where did this 1 hour momentum come from? Look at now. Okay, it was trading. Look how shitty it was trading. 10 p.m. 10, 11, 10, midnight right here. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. There's London. Push down. 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7. Here was the big news. Wall Street. You know, big drop where those patient buyers were waiting. Activated. Closed right there. See the closing, opening. White line. It came back down. Higher low, the daily yellow line, come right back up, closed virtually where that hourly candle. 60 minutes of trading, and it closed exactly right where it opened. Then we opened right here at 11 a.m., higher lows, continued to push up, and again, short wick, small, no pullback, and continuing to drive. Is this going to be our first hourly candle that's going to close above this daily yellow line? There was an impulse. We've got, look at, if we're to cut this thing in half, the yellow line is technically right there to cut it in half. And it's 24,000, just above 900. So that's, again, I'm going to make an alert there. If it pulls back in there, I could be buying an hourly pullback in there and take it back up. If this doesn't hold, maybe I can sell back down, okay? So right now it's very bullish on the hourly. Let's go into the 5 minutes. So now I can dissect Wall Street. I was trading Wall Street myself. I was trading US 30, but I can see right there, 930 was a wonky candle, pretty shitty. But if you waited, ignited bar, broke down, again, ignited short wick, dropped right into that daily zone. Buyers are there, taking it right back up to that hourly, back down, barcoding, blue. Look at all this, then continue. It is technically, if you draw a trend line on the 5 minutes, starting here, 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 you kind of connect the dots. We are still moving up. It's still trending up. Okay, but now we had have we had 5 minutes closing above this daily point of interest? We've got, look, we didn't have nothing there, there, there. Finally, we got a bar closing above. Look at, and 50%. If you cut this bullish bar, that was probably 12:20 right after that news at noon. Look, if you just cut it in half, you could have bought, like, there's your Tetris piece. That is your Tetris piece, guys. This is the money pattern, okay? If you're a quick scalper, big bullish candle, inside bar, look at opened, ignited. Right there, you could buy the break of that candle. Like, you could literally, this is like clock, no, not sell, sorry, buy. If you, right there. And, you know, if you were targeting that purple line, how much drawdown did you realize? Nothing. How much pips did you make? Well, you should measure it just like a carpenter measures his job, 45 to 50 pips. And look at it now returning back down. But you can see how 50% is still holding on the 5 minutes. You know how I did all those Fibonacci? Guys, if you don't believe me, this big bullish candle, ignited candle, closed 99.9% at the high. Where's the red 50%? Right there. Could you have found a 5 minute point of control bullish zone of that? Yes, you could have. Just like that. Stretch it into the future. Have we came back inside here? Not yet. Maybe we will, you know. And then if it breaks at this trend line and the daily position, that's where I look to sell. Like if it comes up like this, does this, right there, boom. That's a sell point because now you no longer are respecting the trend. You're below the point of control of this bullish candle. You've broken the daily point of interest. That would be a beautiful sell to return it where? To dump the entire NASDAQ back down to 1980s lows? No, it's to bring it down at a certain location where you are trading on your time frame. Like right there. There was a pivot when it came back up, closed above. You see how it respected it, support, turned to resistance. That's when it closed above, maybe just to that red line, right? And you measure it. And if it comes down from the yellow line, there, you know you're grabbing yourself another 60, 70 pips. If it drops more, you're coming down to the hourly. And that's where bigger buyers are. But you might have 150 pips in the bag. But that's where they could return it back on you, okay? So you got to know what you're looking for when you're trading. And now you see it hit the highest point of the day and kind of coming right back down. Okay, do you guys understand that analysis? Does that help? With NASDAQ, I can do any chart. You can give me soybeans. You can give me cattle. I don't care. You can give me lumber, soft lumber. We can trade commodities. As long as there's candlesticks on a chart, we can do this. Why? Because price action does not lie. Price action does not lie. That's why I say price action is king. And I stand by that till the day that I die. No indicator can ever do what price action does. I'm sorry. All indicators are lagging indicators. Whether you want to believe it or not, they print after a final price is determined in the markets. These are called, they print after. They paint after. You are behind. That's why they're called lagging indicators. They're nice to use to complement your analysis, but to trade off, I used to trade off of these. I used to, when I first started, everyone told me, Ron, just trade off indicators. When this happens, golden crossover, when this green line crosses the purple line, you buy. If you did there, you're in the money. Fantastic. But backtest yourself. I did this. I backtested myself 1,000 times doing this, and it didn't have high probabilities. Or you sell when it goes below there. I was doing that. And a lot of times, it did not work out. Okay? So indicators are good. Don't get me wrong. They're good, but they're there to complement your analysis. Okay? Did you guys follow that analysis? I did a little faster, sorry, and I slowed it down, but there was a lot of important things to go over there. Okay, so this is NASDAQ now. If you look at the daily candle, it is a bullish pin bar. Remember, opening balance was bearish. You can see, you can go to 6 p.m. and see when it opened. I'm on the 5 minutes, so it's really going back. But it returned it right back up, and now we're trading at the highest point of the day. Yes, NASDAQ can continue to drive further. It breaks purple line, that yellow line, maybe to the bottom of that red box, and then to yellow line. That's a significant area because that's a daily point of interest. Right now, it's consolidating right below the highest point of the day. So again, if you don't feel comfortable trading this shit, box it in. I can see it's light volume right now. Look at the size of the candles. Like where they were nice big body candles. Now look at this. This is garbage. Why you even waste your time trading this shit? We want to trade nice big body candles. Just like we like our women. We like them with big bodies, big booties, right? We want big body candles over here. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, sorry, maybe that's my preference. I don't know about you guys, but we like big bodies, right? We want big body candles like the way we like our cigars, big, bold body cigars and big body women. Entertainment purposes only. Entertainment. Okay, so we can leave it right over here. Guys, what I can do for you guys in Zoom, I'll copy this chart, provide it for you guys, and follow it. Use this for going into the rest of the day, tomorrow, and see if things line up, if how things react at these lines, okay? If you look in the Zoom, there should be a TradingView chart, okay? That's the NASDAQ. I can provide you guys the gold one as well. Follow these things. I'm telling you, it's like a grid system. Should be 2 TradingView charts in there. Okay, so what's going on gold? Have you guys been watching? Okay, so it came down. Did that big black candle close below that green zone? Yes. Okay, so sellers are in the market pushing down. Okay, so now it wants to come back up. Test where? 50% of that big bearish candle. Okay, it might have one more leg to go down, or if it comes back up, closes above here, maybe one more buy leg to come back up, test in this red zone and the daily high. Okay, and if you didn't do anything on those, remember these patient buyers down here, you know, they're still waiting, guys, believe it or not. You know how it went all the way up there? Remember, we still have not came down to test this zone yet. If you're looking to buy, this right here, 4,140, might be a good area to entertain. Sellers are pushing it down from the highest point of the day back down to here. You can see we were waiting when this big news candle happened. We were waiting for pullbacks. We never got it. So now it's could be coming down. So if you're waiting, you've been waiting now for over 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, almost 1 hour. You've been patiently waiting to buy right here. Justin, I sent both charts. I think if you click on one and you go to gold, it should show it up. Yeah, if you want to do 15-minute time frame also, same thing, 15 minutes. Okay, so these are the 15-minute candles. You know, same thing. 15 minutes kind of made a little bit of a, there was one bottom, second bottom, third bottom. There was that leg that pushed out, created that high, and now we're pushing back down. So, you know, we're waiting to see if the 5-minute volume can come back into this location, 4,140, to look to continue to buy it back up. Okay, and we're going into 1 p.m. in another 50 seconds. Okay, so a new hourly candle's opening. So what we can do is go back to the hour. Remember that we had that significant hourly candle that the news and broke. Look at the hourly candle spiked the daily high and got rejected. So that looks like it hit the liquidity up there, create a new high. What if the next hour now comes down bearish, bearish, bearish off of that nasty rejection? Or it could open bullish and try to continue to fill up that wick, but now it's still under the hourly resistance. It got rejected at the daily high. So this is not a short wick. This is a rather longer wick. So it's like climbing a mountain. When you go up a mountain, you know, you might get tired. You're almost there. And then you get tired and someone pushes you down. Then you're going to fall back down. So you're losing momentum. You get exhausted in trading analogy. Okay, so that's a rather long wick. It's not like a short hourly wick like this. So it's not like if it had a short wick, we open and we pop and we drive. That even if we start to come back up, now there's more offers in the market that could slowly push this thing coming back down. Okay, so now you see how it opened strong right at the new hour, 1 p.m. Now it's testing 50% of that bearish candle. Again, let's see if the seller's there to reject it down, but more so that white line. The white line is hourly. Remember, I do white lines for hourly. That one is more significant. You got 140 pips, Trev, on the sell on NASDAQ. Wow, amazing. Good job. Okay. Oh, nice. Tony, you got some turkey trimmings shopping to do? Send me some turkey and stuffing. I love turkey and stuffing. I love it. Oh man, you Americans, I'm jealous. And it's a football day. Detroit big game at 1 p.m. Dallas Cowboys have a big game against Kansas City Chiefs at 4:30. Oh man, I love American Thanksgiving. I love it. I'm not American, but I love it. Turkey, stuffing, football. You're at home relaxing with the family. It's a beautiful day. And pumpkin pie. Costco makes the best pumpkin pies this time of the year. If you can get your hands on one of those, send me one in the mail, guys. I stream for food. I'm a big foodie. But I'm actually on a diet now, guys. So right after this, I'm going in my home gym in the garage. Got to get back in shape now. I put on too much weight. We got to start eating healthy again. Start doing prep food, weighing them out. 6-ounce chicken breast, 1 cup basmati rice, some broccoli, and just some Frank's Red Hot sauce. And we got to lose some weight, guys. Trading is just like training, like working out. You got to be disciplined. You go to the gym every single day. You eat healthy. And you got to be patient and disciplined with your trading as well. Your health is your wealth. Nick, I agree with you, brother. Danny, it's Ramadan soon. Coming up, I think in February. Your health is your wealth, guys. I lost a lot of loved ones the last couple months. And they passed away very, very young. So, guys, really, really appreciate every single day. You know, don't get too stressed out trading, because this could really, really take a toll on you mentally, physically, your health. Put in a couple hours and that's it. Don't overdo it, guys. Trading is not easy. Okay, so look now. Bullish, bullish, bullish. We came to that hourly resistance and they're pushing it down. So if I look at the hourly candle, it's coming, it came up. Let's see if, they reject it back down. If this candle flips on the hourly, it's got a short wick. Bears could sell it right back down to that green zone, right? And then on the 5 minutes, there it is. So if it continues to maybe push down, break here, selling, could be another 40, 50 point move to come down to the green zone. And then that's where, again, we have to respect that area, because there could be buyers there. But right now it has not broke, okay? So you can see that the 5 minutes is still holding some support here, where all of these wicks are, like right here. You got a wick, the body, and the body. So we're holding support here. This little cut line I'm going to get rid of now, because now I'm going to more monitor the higher time frame hourly. Okay, so now you see markets are opening up right now. We're getting, gold, not markets. But you see the candles are getting a little bigger. Comex is going to close in the next 25 minutes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, but gold still trades. Justin, have a great day. Enjoy your day today. Thank you so much. Guys, if there's one education, like kind of webinar you guys want me to do for you guys, like a quick one, pre-recorded one, upload it on the website and on YouTube. What is something, if everyone can share with me, I read the Zoom chat and I read YouTube. What is something that you want, that you need help with, okay? Let me know, everybody. Maybe someone needs help with something. What is it? Like, what are you struggling with? I don't know what you're struggling with. What is it that you're struggling with? And I can tell you if we've already done webinars to address this or if we need to do something new. What is it? Like, hopefully technicals, we do it every single day on these live sessions. You should be getting better with that. Indicators. What do you want me to say with an indicator? I just went over why indicators are not the greatest things. How to set up the lines. Okay. That's good one. Yes, I could do a thorough one and just keep it pinned at the top of YouTube, showing how I do a top-down analysis. Then everyone can get comfortable how I do it. You can watch it. Then when we come on live sessions, maybe I don't have to explain every single thing I do. We just get right into it. That's a good one. Yes, psychology. Okay, so you see this hourly white line? It's got a wick and a wick. So the hourly resistance is still holding up. Okay, so the hourly candle opened. It's been 6 minutes, but it's, you see the white line? That's the hourly resistance. It's still holding this pressure down. So let's see if this hourly candle is going to flip bearish. I'm watching it on the lower time frames. Okay, so it came up, down, back up. Tweezer equal highs at the hourly. This may be an opportunity to entertain a sell right now, but you know, if I trap this volume and wait it out and be patient, it's not the greatest block to be trading in here. Why? Because I can look in the past where it was blue, spin top, black, blue. Again, we're black, coming up blue, black. So maybe I got to wait for something down here or I got to watch it continue to come down. But this looks like a good opportunity where I see tweezer top highs rejected at the hourly white line. Okay, so that's good to know if I want to continue to maybe trade down with this, but still it's in an uptrend with that big bullish move coming down. This is still a higher low. That wick came down, still a higher low. So I want to see one more time, will they break it back above there? Maybe I wait for this body to close because it's inside this really, really tough zone to trade, right? There was this block and you see the results came out. Now we're in this block. So what I'm looking for is, are the sellers going to continue to push this thing down? I could sell, but I have to be very careful right here because that's where the bigger buyers could be. I could grab my 50, 60 points and get out of the way because it could come roaring right back up. Or if the pressure is strong, it could come right back down to the opening balance, right down in there. However, if buyers are still holding this thing up, which they technically are, it could come back here and then trade back up to the highest point of the day, okay? So we're smart. Again, I keep saying this. Gold is not just going to trade in here all day. It's going to make an attempt to come back through here, or it's going to sell off down in here. You just got to patiently wait for the move, right? You got to watch what's happening. Devon, candlesticks and price action. Now you're talking my language. I love that. If it comes down to candlesticks and price action, I'm passionate as you can imagine about teaching about candlesticks. I could do all day about candlesticks. Oh, am I wearing a red t-shirt, Patrick, because I'm bearish? No. Yeah. That's what I should do. On bullish days, I should wear a green t-shirt. On bearish days, I wear a red t-shirt. Neutral days, I wear a white t-shirt. Consolidating days, white t-shirt. I think that's what we should do. We'll color coordinate the trends with a t-shirt I wear. How to read candlesticks? Hit the subscribe button. That's how I'll teach you. Hit the subscribe button, like today's channel, like today's stream, and join us on a daily basis. And I promise you, you will start to learn about candlesticks. That's all we talk about for 2, 3, 4 hours a day on all of these calls. So I'm sure you'll learn something. If you don't, then I have no idea what's going on. Okay, and you see we're right back at that hourly resistance. So if you look at that hourly candle, it's kind of refueling itself. Again, it's attempting right here. So we can watch on the lower time frame to see if we get any 5-minute volume closing above that white line. Again, you see 3 wicks, wick, 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 and boom, elevator coming down. Get ready. Get ready. This is where it's dropping. Watch if it comes right back up. We're getting volatility now, okay? So you see the 3 wicks at that hourly white line, and you're getting the elevator come down. There was the impulse break coming back up. So this could get more offers and continue come down. This candle has 4 minutes to go. So this one might be one of those impulse ones to take. However, I want to see maybe how it will react down in this green zone if it gets down here. See, I missed the attempt to get in on this, okay? So I got to wait for it maybe to pull back up and then take this out with more offers at the top. But this thing could just continue pushing right down now, okay? With 3.5 minutes to go. Wow, you guys see that? Those 3 wicks at that hourly? So you see the hourly candle has flipped now at that hourly white line, 4,150 and 50 cents. Exactly right there. Guys, stop spamming in the chat. That's why I hate when YouTube does this shit. Stop. Like, we got a significant candle, and now I got to sit and go on here and please help this guy with $10. We're not charity here. See how we can lose focus? Okay, so if you're looking at the 1-minute candles, 1-minute candle kind of came down, back up. Let's see if it will continue come up. If you cut that 1-minute candle, if you want to trade that 1-minute candle, there's the halfway cut line on the 1-minute candle, right? If it comes in there, that might be a possible area to continue to sell down. Okay, so here now it's coming back up blue on the 1-minute. Let's see if it continues to hold bearish here. No, it's still holding bearish. 24 seconds to go down. Let's see. And if you're watching the full 5, this might be the first 5-minute candle to close below this level. There's a wick impulse, wick impulse. This could be another impulse drop. Let's see where it will close. 2 more minutes to go. Will it close back in the box? Will it come back up? Will it close below? Will we catch a retest on the 5-minute candle to continue to push down with this momentum? Where's my TP? I'm not even in a trade, guys. Pay attention. Holy shit. You got to pay attention. If you guys listen, I tell you guys everything verbally. That's why I have my voice. That's why I lose my voice on these calls, because no one is listening. I'll tell you guys, I'm buying, I'm selling. I tell you guys where I place my stop loss. I tell you guys where my TP is. But nowhere have I said that I'm in a trade. Pay attention. I can tell how distracted you guys are, and I can tell how easily market makers take money from you because you have no idea what's going on. I'm saying this as nice as I can. That's why market makers feed off of traders like yourself who are just, do I buy? Do I sell? Do I buy? Do I sell? Do I buy? Do I sell? Relax. Wait for the candle to close. Wait for some sort of confirmation. Why is it so hard to learn this concept in trading? If you don't understand this, I cannot help you. Okay? I know how I went through stages in my struggling life as a trader to understand the importance of this. If you still to this day, after what we do here every single day, don't understand this concept, I don't know how to help you any longer. I'm sorry. It's kind of like where I throw in the towel. Okay, so we got to get back to business here. Where's this candle closing? Okay, because I got to cut it in half as soon as that volume. Okay, Get ready. Wow. Okay, so close, bearish ignited. So it could get a quick wick and flip back up blue. This is a pretty significant wick to fill down in here, but it could. With momentum, it could. So it is still bearish ignited head. Has the candle turned blue yet? Let's see. Right now, we're trading right at this opening balance. Has it turned blue? Okay, now we flip blue. Let's see if it gets retested at 50%. If you want to just freestyle a point of control, a little bit above, a little bit below the cut line. This is freestyle trading. If you don't have the time to do it with the Fibonacci, you can just do it yourself like that. Figure out where you cut it, go a little bit above, a little bit below. Now you got your zone. There's the push down, okay? So I'm going to go in a sell. I saw that quick push down, the shooting star. I'm going in. It's already kind of retested. So I'm going to sell to see if we can fill the last wick and trade into that green zone right there. My stop loss, I can place it right above this wick, this wick, this wick, and I'm right above that hourly resistance. So I still have the point of control of that candle to protect me, but if it comes back up blue, 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 I still have maybe the hourly sellers to protect me. I can place my stop loss a little higher if I like, but I'm going to place it right there just above that location because I want to see if we can start to break down and start to fill down into here and get down to possibly that green box. And then I'm measuring it to the green box. Could be about, again, 40, 45, 50 pips down there. And if it does, in fact, come down there, I have to acknowledge that this is the first time we're transacting back down in here. So there could be pending buyers waiting in there, right? And it could come down, catch a wick, and go back up. But if this is coming down with more momentum, higher time frame volume, we could potentially break this green box and travel a little lower, okay? But we still don't have a black candle that has closed below this position. I'm already in a trade, so I need this candle while I'm in it to officially close below here to give me that confirmation as well. Okay, with 3 minutes to go. So I'm in a sell verbally, letting you guys know, showing you where my stop loss is, and TPs are kind of down into this green block down in here. Okay, so even if it fills that wick, it's 30 pip fill to the wick. That's when you can start to reduce your risk if you like. You can even grab your 20, 30 pips if you like. However, if you were waiting, let's see what this candle is officially going to do. And I'm riding this hourly momentum to see if it can come down to the bottom of the hourly low, which is that wick right there of the previous candle with 2 minutes to go. This will be my last trade of this call, and then I got to wrap it up. Okay, so it's a nice bearish candle. That's 20, 25 pips. Remember, some scalpers love 25 pips. I told you, you could look for 4 bars of 25 pips and you hit your 100 pips for the day. That could be one of them, right? But if we're holding for a bigger move, you got to continue to watch what's going on. We have 90 seconds to go. We still don't have a 5-minute bar closing below here. This may be our first one. I would love if it can create a new lower low with this volume and get down there without even closing below here. That would be nice. That would help me reduce my risk in the trade. Okay, so right there, 25 pips, filling. Remember I told you 30 plus. If it can break that previous low, I don't want to see equal lows. And we remember we're trading in this green box down in here. Okay, so I'm going to reduce my risk to the bottom of that red box now. You see where I was above the hourly? Now I've reduced it right there. I've taken some risk off the table. So if it comes back up, I'll get stopped out, but my original stop loss was up there. Okay, so I've reduced risk without taking any profit out. There's equal lows down on those wicks. I hate that shit because I know now they're protecting the bottom down there. That's nasty. Okay, so when you see equal lows, you know what the market is doing right there. They're preventing it from breaking down, so the buyers are stepped in and pushing it right back up. So now we got to watch in the next 20 seconds where this volume is going to close. Look at where it is, fighting this area again. Wow, this is nasty. So I've reduced my risk. Okay, My original stop loss, remember, was, so I've reduced it by 25 to 30 pips, my stop loss. Okay, opened, ignited, bearish, right below there. I didn't get the heavy black candle that I wanted to close below there, but we're still bearish ignited. We have a rather large wick to fill, so it's not one of those short wicks. So this is where the market could rotate back up, but we still have this red zone to test or to protect us, okay? Did anybody do anything in this trade as of yet, or? Wow, Nick, you closed out 30 pips? Perfect, bro. That's perfect. I wish I did the same too. I wish I closed out 80% down in there, and I didn't. So now got to continue to see what's going on here. Okay, but we got lower highs, lower highs. We're still below the point of control. These are big wicks to fill, but if the sellers are here and we're dropping down on that hourly, maybe we can have enough momentum to come down there and fill that wick. Let's go, come on. If sellers can bid down in here, we could break that red line, equal those, and then we're traveling right into the green box for approximately 50 pips. Again, it's running like 20, but down there, again, that 30, and then maybe that significant drop into there. Okay, and then this might be our official black bar that could close below this location too. I could work with this one as well. One really didn't close below. Maybe this one will. But I would just love it as a scalper just to come down, take out that low, boom, and just create a new low and flood this market with bids. Make these buyers think about their stop losses, just like I'm thinking about my stop loss up there. Angela, are we buying or selling? Holy shit! You got up. I don't know. I don't know what else to do on here. How do you not see we are in a sell when I verbally said sell like 10 minutes ago? I don't know. I give up, guys. I give up. I give up. I give up. I have patience as a trader, but YouTube, I don't know if I can take this anymore. I don't know. I try so hard on a daily basis. It's so hard to trade alone and then stream and entertain and keep going over the same shit over and over and over when no one is listening. Very difficult. I would love if someone could do live trading and streaming and try it out. See what we go through on a daily basis. It's not easy. Okay, so if you want out of this trade, there's a big wick, a big wick, a big wick. It's basically kind of just at break even with a little bit of drawdown. If you don't like this setup, clear the trade. Get rid of it right now. You know, if you're not happy with this, it's basically virtually right back to break even. You don't like the setup, get out. This is your time to get out and decide right now, because there's a wick, there's a wick. If you don't like the setup, make up your mind right now and make a decision, okay? Because we are going into 130 in the next 5 minutes, and a new 30-minute candle is going to open, and that could change the market momentum. So you need to decide. You got to decide. I'm not deciding for you guys anymore, because I know a lot of you guys aren't even paying attention to what we're doing, even what I'm doing here. I'm even losing focus what I'm doing here too. Okay, 30 seconds to go. Is there going to be a black bar that is going to close below here? And if it closes blue, you got to anticipate the next candle is coming up blue, back up here. Here's the close. So it did officially close below that zone, okay? So if it comes back up, we could get a quick wick as a retest. And I know if it's doing a quick wick retest, it's a lower high wick, because I can see right there the red line is lower than that wick and lower than that wick. Okay, so now it's coming up blue. You can see it's a small doji candle, and we still have sellers bidding the low. But we have these big wicks to fill. So it's a big move that to come all the way and fill those wicks. So we've got a higher low, higher low, higher low, and this is the return coming back up. Okay, so now we're getting the official retest of this zone. If this zone, what I'm talking about, right here, where there was, like right here, where it was support right there, coming over here was support, and going into the future, that's what I mean, this red zone right here. Will this, in fact, continue to hold up, and can we continue to push down and backfill those wicks? But you got to anticipate buyers will be stepping in because we've got a higher low, and a higher low. And we're going into a new 30-minute candle in the next 4 minutes. So if you don't want to go on the hourly, you can go to the 30-minute. So the 30-minute candle, if it actually closes below like this, we've got 30-minute volume that can close below. Maybe our next 30-minute candle could come down bearish and continue to fill that wick and drop down into that green zone. Okay, so you see we got an official retest. There's the wick. It came up blue, 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 retested the red line, and now we're pushing down. There. Let's see if we can continue. Wow, okay, so we got to take out that low and then continue to these equal bottom lows. Man, this is a tough one. Buyers are fighting it and sellers are pushing it down. And I hate trading when candles are this much with indecision. Wicks on the top, wicks on the bottom. It comes down, it goes up, it goes down, it comes up, it goes down. But I'm following the overall trend with volume closing below, and I'm just continuing to follow this through. If it can continue to break through there, then I'm going to start bringing my risk completely down. Going into the next 30 minutes, if I'm still live in this. All we need is one big seller just to flush the market, redistribute all of this. Take care of these wicks and just drop it into this green zone. This is frustrating. Believe me, this is frustrating. Both sides are frustrated. Buyers are frustrated, as are sellers. And Comex is also closing in 2 minutes. So this is a lot of volume going right into the close of Comex. Comex opens at 8:20 a.m. Eastern. That's commodities exchange. And it closes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. And last time I checked, in 90 seconds, it's 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so we're breaking down. Let's see if we can take out those lows. But if we got to go bar by bar, at least we broke that wick. Maybe we can close with volume below that wick. We can use that resistance as support going into 130. Again, I get a quick wick, or we cut this candle in half if we get nice bearish volume. Let's see, maybe this candle has enough juice to break. Oh, as I said that, it just failed. My God. So with all of this support, 130 could return it back up blue. So that's why sellers got to really flush this down now. Oh my God, they printed the wick at the triple bottom before it even got there. That's a fucking joke. Did you guys see that? The volume was here and they printed the wick before it even got down there. This TradingView chart is a joke. It is a joke. I don't trade off of this. I trade with my own broker, but that was a joke. I don't know if you guys picked that up, but I did. "30 seconds to go." So what are we looking for, guys? We're looking to break those lows. When this candle closes, okay, finally we cracked that low. Thank God. Okay, so we've created a new low. We got to create new lows in order to continue to push down. Okay, here we go. Cut it in half quickly. Got a bearish ignited candle. So we're not too far away from filling those wicks and dropping further. It's bearish ignited. This is new 130. Okay, but if it turns up blue right there, let's see if we get a wick at 50% right there. My cut. Okay, didn't happen. This is the 130 return coming back up. Guys, this is my last candle, and then I got to get off the call because I got some things to do this afternoon. Whether I'm still in this trade or not, I got to get out of here. See how 130 switches momentum? It's like I say, it's like clockwork. So now it's coming back to retest this red block up here. If this one doesn't hold, then unfortunately it's going to come and retest this red block. And my stop loss is just above it. I had my stop above the hourly, but I've reduced it. If we opened and we started breaking down there, I would have been at a complete break even and I would have been scaling out. Fortunately, 130 returned that blue volume back up. Not much I can do, right? That's how the markets move. But there is a good wick. Sellers are there, returning it down. If we can exhaust all of these buyers, all of this blue volume, and flip this candle into a shooting star, we could definitely fill that wick, and drop into the green box. Big rejection, that's solid. Okay, if I went to a break even, I would have been taken out at break even there. So you see, I'm exposed to the market with my stop. I'm not at a break even as of yet. Had I gone to a break even, I would have been tapped out right there. But now, let's see if the sellers going into the second half can flip this candle and we start shooting down. That's a proper retest. Beautiful. Okay, now we just got to come down to this opening balance of this 130 candle and flip this. Like if we can flip this 30-minute bar, we could continue to shoot down into here. Guys, give us a like on YouTube if you enjoyed today's session. If you learned something, subscribe to the channel. I don't know how else to say it. Subscribe to the channel, and I promise you, you will learn something. But you got to come here to learn, not come here to play games. Okay, so 2 more minutes to go. When you're in a trade, you gotta watch what's going on. You should already have your risk already calculated. You should have your TP already calculated, your zones. You shouldn't be panicking when you're in trade. I know if you're panicking, you're over leveraged, and you gotta work on that. I don't need to. I'm not panicking in this trade. If you can't control your emotions, I know that you're over leveraged. You gotta fix that. Again, if you don't like the setup, we're back to break even. You can close the trade right now. No win, no loss. Close it if you don't like it. These are things that you're going to have to decide as a trader. If you don't like the setup, close it. It's a break even. No big deal. It's not the end of the world. You didn't win any money. You didn't lose any money. But make a decision and live with it and learn from it. Okay, so now we're trading deeper into the red zone up here. If it closes above here, I can assume that the next candle could open blue and come back up. But again, it came deeper into their higher offers, and they're really pushing it down. So closing in 30 seconds, will it close below that red line? That was representing the cut line of the previous bearish bar. Maybe it could be like kind of inside blue bar. Next one opens bearish and can continue to come down. Okay, so you see multi-tests of that red zone. There's sellers there. We can recognize them with the wicks, okay? But they haven't really flipped the candle. It's still blue. It's still building. There's buyers still asking to trade up here. So it's difficult to break down this candle when you have buyers consistently asking and trading at these levels. So it did close positive above that, okay? So we are currently above it. If I just represent this red line to represent 50% of that black candle, if it comes down, could hold higher low support right here, and we're not breaking down any further down. So it could come back up, and again, we have to test the red zone again. Now you have your 9 EMA. Some of you guys were saying wrong indicators. Your indicator, your 9 EMA is right in that red zone. So we have our 9 EMA located in our red zone, but we established this red zone all the way from over here. So you see now finally how the 9 EMA is catching up. That's what I mean. It's a lagging indicator. It's 9 bars behind before it finally catches up to the price action. But now it's giving me confluence that if it comes back up there, maybe if volume stays below the 9 EMA, it may continue to push down. I don't know how much longer I can stay on this call. I have a lot of things to do this afternoon. I set aside 90 minutes because I got to go pick up my daughter at 3 from school, and I had a lot of things to do this afternoon. But man, trading kind of changes your plans. Okay, so we got a nice bearish bar. Again, we got black, blue, black. We've got barcoding. We've got consolidation. Are we in this flag right inside here? Is it going to maybe continue to push to the downside, or are buyers now building it up? We've got Colmex market that now is closed. Okay, so we're not going to get that volume that we normally get. Sometimes after a while, if I'm in a trade for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it's basically doing nothing, I just close it just for peace of mind. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just close it out, go get a breath of fresh air, go grab a coffee, and come back, right? Sometimes you just need it to clear your mind. But if you're continuing to stick with it, we've got lower highs, we're below the 9 EMA. We just got to get the volume pushing back below. Maybe we can get a black bar closing below this location. That will help us get further down to the green box. Oh man, if we can push down and break that green box, this could be a significant drop. Okay, so we are breaking back down, but this red line's been nasty to us. Okay, so we got to watch this. 4,142. This is a nasty area here. But we got our Tetris piece in play. Let's see now if they can redistribute to the downside. We've already multi-retested our red zone. Okay, we're pushing back down. Okay, 30 pips in profit. If you want to reduce your stop loss now that we've retested this red zone multi-times, you could. You don't have to go to a break even. I'm going to go right there. Top of the red box. Oh shit, there's the drop. There's the drip. Okay, so I'm going to a break even now on the drip. Right there. 50 pips. I'm taking out 80%. There's a 50 pip banger. 80% out. 20% is at break even. Boom. Tetris piece. It's like playing a video game. Tetris. Oh, shit. We got the dripper. Drip, 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 drip. I'm going to close out the entire trade because I got to go to the gym. Oh, shit. We got it. We got it. Boom. Fuck yeah. Right to the yellow line. Take your money, guys, and run. 100 pips on the dot. Look at that. Look at that. 1,000 points on the dot from entry to yellow line. Close the fucking trade, guys, and get your money out of these markets. Guys, go on with your day now. Go be with your kids. Go be with your wife. Go be with your husband. Go for a smoke. Go for a workout. Go do something. Go do gardening. I don't give a shit. Go shovel the driveway. Do something. The red shirt, Patrick, you called it. You called it. You see how I knew we were going to drop? I wore the red shirt. Guys, that one was solid. Okay? We filled the zone, and we broke that, and look at the drip to the yellow line, and there's the return wick. So don't ask me how we do this. It's all top-down analysis. Now it closed below that green box. If you're still trading, green to red. Go through the motions, okay? All your cut lines. You can clean up your charts. Do whatever you got to do. Clean up time. I'm out of that. I closed my entire trade. Okay? Guys, Fernando, good job. Killing it. Sang, good job. Captain Boom, daily goals sorted. My man, respect. That's how we do this shit. Guys on YouTube, if you guys are sleeping, I know some of you guys are sleeping, hit the subscribe button, like the channel, and pay attention to what we do here instead of just shouting buy, sell, and spamming the chat with stupid shit. Not all of you guys do that, but there is some people that, you know, when we were taking the trade, that's when all of that, you gotta stay focused, okay? And you guys see how I manage my risk. I had originally my stop loss when I took the trade above the hourly. As it started breaking down into this location, when it hit there, I started bringing my stop loss above this red box. As soon as we got that Tetris piece breaking down, I went to a break even. And then when it broke, I took out 80%, then the remaining 20 right down to the red line for 100 pips. And guys, you see how many times if I went down to a break even, I would have been stopped out right there, and I would have been stopped out right there, and I would have missed out on the trade. So sometimes going to a break even too early can cost you, okay? So you've got to understand that. You see how I held. I didn't go to a break even because I've been burned quite a few times on these live calls. So I left it. I saw lower highs, volume closing below. They pinned it down. 30-minute candle. We had to wait for the new hour, and look at how the 30-minute and the 1 hour came right down to the opening balance, guys. This shit is like clockwork. I swear to God. Man, hopefully someone learned something today. We caught 2 trades, two W's. Let's continue compounding our accounts. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Dave will be back. I'll be back post New York. And let's have some fun before American Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys. Thank you guys. God bless. Leave us a like on YouTube so we can have the motivation to continue, come back and do this. Subscribe to that channel. Guys, we got 50% off at SST. All plans, join the team. We cut it all in half for you guys. There's free blogs. There's a free Telegram channel that's pinned at the top of YouTube for all of you guys. It gives you all of the live links, the before and after of the trade idea signals. I know some of you guys are wanting signals. Here they are. There's signals with trade management that we do help you guys out. There's education if you want education. There's everything we do here. There's a Discord with all of the snipers in here. Not myself and Dave. You can go in the commodities section. You can eat Big Macs with the team. I eat pancakes. But if you want to eat Big Macs, go for it. Whatever you want to eat, eat. As long as we're eating. We feast together. We break bread together. That's what we do here at SST. We all win, or we lose, or we break even. But together we do it as a group. That's the best way to do it. So we're not doing it individually. But I love you guys. Hopefully you had a good time. I got to go. I got to get my workout on. And Ron needs to lose some weight. So I will see you guys. Have a great afternoon. God bless everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your day today. And be careful for volatile news that could come in the markets. Okay, guys? Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Yes, Patrick. Have a great day. Kyle. Boom. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Let's see what happens. Or a white one. Have a good day, guys. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Have a great day.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.